What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Royal Lorenzo, and we are back. I am the blue squid here on the Inkling Brothers podcast.
Jesus.
Wow. That is...
You had to go Disney with it. Why?
I set the bar super high, so now I'm going to give it to the next person to go even higher than me. All right, Ray, go ahead.
No.
Yo, I want what Lawrence is smoking. Yo, Lawrence, what you smoking? I want some.
I'm like, there goes everyone that could have quit. All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Ray, also known as Wolfman. I'm the Purple Squid here on the Inkling Bros podcast.
Where's the enthusiasm, Ray?
Right here.
What's up, everybody? My name is Isaac, aka the Red Squid.
And I'm Eric. I'll be honest, I almost forgot to say something.
That's fine. So it's been a couple
and
weeks.
And we are here today doing the Inkling Brothers podcast.
Oh my god, please.
Suddenly, Isaac is Mark Anthony. He's Mark Anthony.
And I swear.
Oh no, he's all for one now.
Cause I'm your lady.
So guys, quite a few things have happened.
And you are my man.
I am your man now.
Hey,
anyway,
yo.
So,
Right.
Okay, so how's everybody doing? It's been a couple weeks since our last episode. We did one before CPAC, right? Is that the last time?
No, that was not the last time. That was the first time we came back for this season. We had another one after, but this is episode 3 of the season.
It's episode 3 of the season. It's season 5, right?
Season 5.
Wow.
I think maybe. I'll check right now and I'll confirm that with you.
Kudos to the people in the audience, especially those that are Isaac's fans that have made it 5 seasons in, guys. You've been with us
that was
on
like
this...
6 years ago. You're talking about my fans from 6 years ago.
You've been.
I don't know if they still watch the podcast.
You've been on this journey with us for 5 years, guys. 5 years. Our first episode was 2017.
Bro, you're talking about alright, to be very specific for people who don't know what Lawrence is talking about. Back in like the dark ages of 2016, I had a friend who was like in the comments and she said, "Where is Isaac? I love the Red Squid." So ever since then, they called her my fan.
Do you still talk to that person?
Yeah, we still talk.
Okay.
Does she still listen to the podcast?
Yeah. Well, that I don't know.
So I
By the way,
it
is season 5.
Okay, I want to start by dating a couple of you guys for a second. Not like that.
First, you said you wanted to start by dating us. Then you go,
what's
not
funny?
like that. So what do you mean?
You know what's funny, Lawrence? When you initially said that, I knew immediately what you
But
you
not
meant
everybody's
exactly.
going to know
but
that.
Then when you said not like that, you instantly applied the other definition to it.
Because no, not everyone's going to think that. Anyways, I want to start by dating a couple of us for a second. 17 years ago, Shark Boy and Lava Girl came out.
God.
17 years ago.
17 years ago.
Okay, so someone who was born on that day when that movie came out is like 17 years old now.
Yes. And that was 2005. Can you imagine the fact that 2005 is literally 17 years ago? Yeah, I don't know what to think. I did not see Shark Boy and Lava Girl in theaters. I saw Spy Kids 3D in theaters. I ended up getting the DVD of Shark Boy and Lava Girl, so...
I didn't get to see that in theaters, but I did get the DVD though.
Yeah, so I got a chance to see with the 3D glasses that they provided, which had the same quality but were not as cool as the Spy Kids ones. By the way.
Yeah, the Spy Kids one, like I saw it in theater I think twice. Once during a summer camp trip, and then on my birthday, and then later on I got the DVD from Blockbuster back when they were still attaching them with the 3D glasses.
Rest in peace, Blockbuster.
Yeah. That was a pretty cool time though, with when that movie came out, and then You
Yo,
just take the experience
yo,
home with you.
yo! Rest in peace to the Blockbuster on Fordham Road. If you know, you
Shout
know.
out.
Yo, if you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
And the
The
one in the
neighborhood.
Heights. I think there was one in the Heights as well.
Yeah,
But
dude. Like I'm slightly off topic, I know, but like I still sometimes have dreams of like because I went to that Blockbuster all the fucking time to a point where I remember the layout of the store,
God, that's
and
so funny.
sometimes I would have dreams reminiscing of being back in that store, and I'm like, bruh, like this is surreal.
It's just like I'm not laughing at you, Ray. By the way, I'm just laughing at the fact that like it's an inside joke that Ray is the only person who like um mourns the death of Blockbuster in like
Horns the death.
in like the most like in the most like you know back in my day like it's
I
just
mean,
so
it's just
funny.
it's a subconscious thing.
Yeah, it's just so funny and just like I had a dream that we were still at the Blockbuster. And it is like it is just so funny to think about that um fun fact, I actually never had a Blockbuster account. I did not go to Blockbuster. My parents did not let us have it because they did not believe in like spending money to rent a DVD or stuff like that. They would just wait till it either came on TV or if I really wanted it, I would like beg them for like the DVD in the store. So that's why a lot of movies I actually did not end up seeing. Like I never got to see a lot of early movies like Terminator or like Breakfast Club. Things that are like very cult classic movies. I didn't get a chance to see them because like um
You guys,
you know
you guys miss an
I
experience.
did. The only
What
time I
the
ever got Blockbuster was whenever I went to my aunt in Florida, and she actually had a Blockbuster account. So occasionally, we would go to the Blockbuster and get some stuff, and that was the only times I'd ever see it. Like I never actually went inside and anything. So, it is very much a missed experience for me.
Yeah, the Blockbuster on Fordham Road, like, obviously a lot of family members there. We had a Blockbuster membership card and all that. And, not every single week, but like every so often we would go in and just take a couple movies home and, it'd be a movie weekend basically, drop them off in the slot afterwards. And, um, you know, it was cool just going over there. They had like, snacks near the register, kind of almost akin to like an actual movie theater. Like, they had popcorn over there. They had movie theater candies and all that. They even had copies of Nickelodeon magazine there.
Oh yeah.
And of course at some point they also got like video games there as well. I distinctly remember going to the one in Cross County and seeing a copy of Shadow the Hedgehog over there.
Bro, yo,
Yeah.
I remember getting that game at Best Buy in 2005,
Yeah.
right after it came out.
God,
My
yeah.
parents wouldn't let
No,
me have
it wasn't
Shadow the
Best Buy,
Hedgehog.
bro. Even better, I went to Circuit City. That's where I
City!
bought Shadow the Hedgehog.
God.
Yeah, my parents wouldn't let me have Shadow the Hedgehog, not because because like the guy had a gun on the cover, so like
On the cover,
it did make it look
yeah.
like it was made for mature audiences, and also I didn't have a GameCube, so I only had a
Yeah.
PlayStation 2. It came out for PlayStation though, but like I didn't have too many games for my PlayStation. I'm right now catching up on like a lot of that retro stuff, honestly, which is why I'm like piling up on a bunch of Game Boy games and like all that stuff that I didn't have growing up. And not to sound like I'm like an ungrateful child, I swear I had a good childhood, but I did miss out on quite
I
a few.
swear, guys.
Lawrence, you ungrateful child.
I did miss out on quite a few like consoles and games and stuff like that. So right now is my time to like actually explore some of that stuff. I never had a leapfrog, but I really wanted one. So things like that.
I do want to mention though, with Blockbuster, that was so thanks to the Blockbuster on Fordham Road, that's actually how I managed to snag a copy of the SpongeBob movie before the official like street release date. So what happened was that I didn't get to see the movie in theaters back when it originally came out, the first SpongeBob movie. But I went into Blockbuster one day and they just had it like on the shelves early, and I knew it was like before the release date because Nickelodeon promoted the hell out of like, oh yeah, get the SpongeBob movie on DVD on this day, and it was clearly before that day, and I asked my dad if he could buy it for me, and he did, and I saw the movie that same night. I was like, yo, I'm seeing it on DVD early.
For me, when the SpongeBob movie actually came out on DVD, I actually did just like ask my parents, "Can we buy it?" And they did actually get it for me. So I did actually get a chance to watch it.
Yeah.
Very good movie, as always.
Blockbuster was also the place where you guys remember when Rugrats Go Wild went to when it was in the theaters, that Wild Thornberrys crossover they did.
Yes.
So there was a scratch and sniff promotion thing
Oh,
that
nice.
Nickelodeon did with that movie. Yeah, and you could go to Blockbuster. I remember I think the one on 207th Street. They had the Rugrats Go Wild scratch and sniff cards that you could take to the movie, and when you watch the movie, a number would flash on the screen, and then that's the number you have to scratch on the card to correspond with the smell on the screen.
That reminds me of Smell-O-Vision. I don't know why,
Yeah.
but like they didn't have too many of those, but Smell-O-Vision's like, I mean, that sounds so cool. They actually did recently. What was it? I think it was an episode.
Does it sound cool? What if like during the movie they're in like the sewers? It's like smell-o-vision.
Smell the trash.
I think it was only certain scenes they would have like the smell.
Like, that's what I always imagine in my head, like when I hear it.
That feels like something a TMNT movie would have done if they had Smell-O-Vision.
Smell the
Square,
sewers.
and you smell Times Square. Times Square.
You mean? But Times Square smells like halal food now.
No, not every corner.
You smell halal food on the cart.
I mean, yeah, you're right. Not every corner, but I mean, when
You smell the halal food cart, but not the not the Chase Bank on Times Square. That smells like hot piss.
Man, no, so like,
yeah.
um,
Nickelodeon did a lot of scratch
Mexican
and
Iron
stuff. Oh my gosh.
yeah, no, yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, yeah, Nickelodeon did a lot of scratch and sniff stuff. Now that I remember, like they even had like a TV blog for a time where they were like, "Yeah, go get these scratch and sniff cards from like Blockbuster or wherever. We're gonna like air this SpongeBob episode, and it's gonna have like all these markers on it. You can scratch and sniff it, etc." They did a lot of experimental stuff.
About 3 years ago, they did a promotion on the Office where they were only giving away like, I guess, 1,500 scratch and sniff cards, and pretty much they would air one very famous particular episode of The Office. And they would do the exact same thing with scratch and sniff as they always done. They're just like, when the number appears, you scratch that, you sniff it. And like, it was really cool to see because obviously it's like a one-time thing. Like, you're never going to see that again.
You might not also smell those smells again.
Yeah, I think they were actually reselling them on eBay at some point.
Of course people were.
Yeah, and I was like, of course. That sounds so like, let me see if I can find it. Oh, no, yeah, no, I can't find it. I literally looked up Office Scratch and Sniff. I forget, I think it was NBC. I'm pretty sure it was NBC that ran the promotion.
Probably.
So
Smell Jimmy Kimmel.
It was very interesting. I tried to get my own card, but I couldn't. And I think that day I was working, so I actually couldn't even like tune in to to that episode. But from what I understand, it was actually still a really cool experience either way. And I do miss those one-time gags and one-time all these experiences that you get to experience on all these experiences you get to experience. Nice. All these things you get to experience on TV or in the movies and stuff like that. Like, oh, cool, I can now smell what the TMNT sewers smell like, Like, that's really cool. Or I can smell what Eric's house smells like, right?
Okay. Why mine?
I would think you would go like, "Oh, hey, I can smell Michelangelo's pizza."
Because I know what Ray's house smells like. I know what
I can
Isaac's...
smell Fordham Road.
I know what Isaac's home smells like. I don't remember what your house smells like, Eric.
Do you not?
But yeah.
Let's not go there.
Papi.
Oh my god.
But yeah, so we have quite a few topics to talk about today. So today we are going to talk about a couple of cool topics, with spoilers. So
Yes.
if you do not want spoilers for either of these two movies, we are going to talk about the first one being the video game movie, and then the second one being the comic book nerd movie. If you do not want spoilers for either
Why
of them,
comic book nerd movie? Like, why the nerd at the end?
Y'all talking about Sonic?
if you guys do not want spoilers, please go to this point on the video. And we will get right back to you, and then come back to this episode or something like that when you've actually watched it, you pleb. Anyways,
Wow.
so I'm
There
sorry.
goes our viewership.
I'm sorry.
Lab.
I'm off the rails today, guys. Anyways, so without further ado, the first movie we're going to talk about today is Pixels. No, I'm kidding. The first movie we're going to talk about today is Sonic 2 Electric Boogaloo. Eric, do you want to go ahead and get started on that one?
Do you want me to start?
Go ahead!
Yeah, so Sonic 2, we saw it. Everyone did here, right?
Yeah, I saw.
Yep.
Did Isaac see it?
I did not see it.
Okay.
Are you okay
no
with being
spoiler.
spoiled?
Nah, we can't
I'll
spoil it, bro.
I'll tune out. You guys can talk about it. Just message me when
Well,
you guys.
Isaac, the good news is you can watch Sonic 2 right now
On Paramount Plus.
Hashtag
And
not
on
sponsored.
and on Amazon Prime Video. Actually,
could watch
sponsored.
it,
No, I'm kidding.
but I'm not gonna watch it right now because I'm in the Inkling Brothers podcast.
Subscribe today.
Yeah, subscribe and like. Anyways, yeah, I mean that's fine.
Yo, I'm gonna get off this podcast. Bye, guys. I'm watching Sonic 2 come back. The movie was great, guys. You guys are still talking about something like Blockbuster or your vacation days.
No. In all fairness, Isaac, what you could do is that you can have the movie on mute and just put on the subtitles while we do the podcast.
That's true.
If you really want.
I'll watch it like I watch Endgame in Chinese subtitles. In Chinese with English subtitles.
The day before CPAC.
All right, Eric,
Wow.
go ahead.
So yeah, at least me, Ray, and Isaac, me, Ray, and Lawrence saw Sonic 2 a while ago at this point, and I would say personally, it was all right. It wasn't too bad. As a sequel goes, I definitely like it more than the first because I like the addition of Tails and Knuckles, and I like Jim Carrey's Eggman hamming it up even more.
Yep.
I'm not gonna try and act like it was this amazing kids movie or anything. I mean, as far as kids movies of 2022 goes, I still would say Turning Red is the best one so far in that regard. But it was a fun time, honestly. Like if you're a fan of Sonic, then I think you'll like Sonic 2. I think you'll enjoy the references and stuff like that. There's still room for improvement. Like one thing right off the bat, I really wish they added more music from the games. Cause I mean, we get like cameos, or just very small like snippets of music from the games. Like the classic Green Hill theme, we hear it like twice in the second movie, but we only hear it twice for like maybe a combined total of 10 seconds. So it's really something that they should do. Cause I mean, Sonic games, however you feel about them quality wise, they tend to always have good music. So, get on that. And I also just think, as much as I don't hate the human characters, I really they're clearly not as interesting as the actual Sonic characters. So I'm like, the less we focus on them and the more we focus on the Sonic stuff, the better. Because obviously we care way more about Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles than we do fucking, Sonic's parents, so to speak. I don't even remember their names, to be honest with you. I know Sonic calls one of them Donut Lord, so there's that.
Don't know
But
the word.
Oh, James Marsden. Yeah.
yeah.
I forget
Good actor.
his. Yeah, I love James Marsden. Literally, the day that I discovered James Marsden was when he was in Hairspray. Like that was, and
I love
he
that
was,
movie.
yeah, the remake, and James Marsden as Corny Collins, such a good character, and he sings the nicest kids in town, like
Yeah, I remember
that.
that.
That is so good, and everywhere James Marsden went, pretty much after that, I just had to watch those movies because he is such a good actor, has also a really good voice, so. To see
Yeah, I
him
mean,
in
like,
the Sonic movies, it's fun.
Yeah, like, I don't hate the human characters. I can take them or leave them, but the more they focus on the Sonic stuff and Sonic
Of
lore, the
course.
better, I'd say.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I'm not here to watch humans. I'm here to watch Sonic and stuff.
Yeah.
I guess in all fairness, there was a ton of like Sonic stuff, more so than the human stuff, and at least in this movie.
Yeah, there definitely was more Sonic stuff here than human stuff. In the first movie, it was definitely more skewed towards the human stuff, I'd say. But at the very least, we do. I mean, obviously, Eggman is an exception because I mean, Eggman is the Sonic villain.
He
You
is
always
the
want
only
him.
human, pretty much.
Yeah, like he's the human everyone wants
Yeah,
to
the
stick
one
around.
exception, obviously.
Yeah, and Jim Carrey, I loved him in the first movie, and I still love him here. And it's a shame that this is probably going to be his last role, unless I don't know, fucking Paramount adds a couple more zeros to convince him to stay on that paycheck. But he hams it up in the classic Jim Carrey way, and it works for this kind of Eggman. I wouldn't say outside of him though. I wouldn't say I was fucking crying tears of laughter constantly from the jokes, but it wasn't anything that made me like cringe or whatever in terms of the humor. But it got some chuckles out of me here and there. But Jim Carrey was definitely the highlight. Comedy wise, him and Idris Elba, I'd say, because Knuckles has some funny moments in the movie too,
because he doesn't understand what's going on, pretty much.
Yeah. I will say I really also liked Idris Elba as Knuckles.
He was perfect in the role.
Yeah, he was actually really good, and I love that apparently he was so on board to do this voice like right away. He barely needed to be convinced.
Yeah, I heard.
And he was so on board that they gave him a fucking spin-off.
Yeah, they're doing a spin-off TV show for him.
And it is starring Idris Elba as Knuckles. Like, that's so great.
Yeah, they're not getting another voice actor.
He just loves Knuckles so much, I guess. So
I'll do it.
It's like, all right, so you're gonna play Knuckles. I'll do it. Like they haven't even explained the script. No but yeah, like he was great.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I still really love that meme that came out sometime after Idris Elba got announced as Knuckles, where people were speculating like, oh, Idris Elba researching Knuckles on the internet to learn about his character and get into the role, suddenly sees all of the Ken Penders Knuckles stuff.
Oh God, I hope not.
God.
Do you think he knows about the amount of people that like pair Knuckles with Rouge? Is he gonna try and get Rouge into the next movie?
He might in the next movie, probably.
I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if he had to stumble upon that in order to like maybe get research on the character, or
sure,
even like
he did some research,
or even like in the movie, they did kind of reference parts of that like storyline.
The Ken Penders one.
Yeah,
I guess they kind of did.
Yeah, you were the one that brought this up to me, actually, in the movie theater.
Well, I mean, it's also the fact that the Knuckles tribe has always been like a thing in like Sonic Adventure and all that.
Yeah, like that's why I say I guess in a way they sort of did, because the Pender stuff did have like the Knuckles family tree and all that, and we sort of see that here. But admittedly, it's not like that's the only time we've ever seen that in anything Sonic related. But Knuckles, I really liked his portrayal here, because I really hate the way modern Knuckles is, where it's where he's just a fucking idiot, like just completely stupid. And
he's a jock. He becomes a fucking jock.
And I like this Knuckles because he's not dumb. He's just very tribal, I guess. Yeah. He doesn't know about that stuff. So his quote-unquote dumb moments in the movie actually make sense, because it's not like he's lacking intelligence like he is in modern
they're
games.
And they're cute moments too.
Yeah, and it's fun. Like it's nothing where I'm like, oh my god, of course they're doing that shit again. Where Knuckles probably can't spell his own name at this point, but
I'm illiterate.
yeah, exactly. It was a breath of fresh air, at least for me, because I love Knuckles. He's probably my favorite Sonic character ever. And look, I'll be real. Pardon the very superficial reasoning. I just thought he was the coolest looking one.
No,
that was the
100%.
reason for liking him the most. Like as a kid, I'm like, I like him. He looks cool. He's my favorite now.
Him and Shadow, both of my favorite characters in
Shadow,
Sonic
definitely.
in general. I just thought they looked so much cooler. Like, first off, Knuckles had the fucking actual Knuckles with the spikes on them. Like, come on.
Also, Knuckles just had like better gameplay mechanics, or at least more fun gameplay mechanics.
Yeah, that's the thing. I honestly prefer to. This is one reason why modern Sonic games
climb walls.
This is why modern Sonic games sometimes make me sad, because we haven't been able to play as anyone but Sonic in basically every game that isn't Sonic Mania.
Yeah,
Technically, you play as Shadow and Forces in like a little DLC episode, but it's really short, and he plays mostly like Sonic. Although to be fair, he sort of always played mostly like Sonic, but at least that it's something like playing as someone else. But like, I miss playing as Knuckles and Tails. You know,
Sonic Heroes was the last time, right?
No, 06.
We don't talk about that though.
That's the reason why they haven't been playable since.
Sega, I get it. Sonic 06 was not a good game, but damn, that really just killed Sega's interest in giving us anyone but Sonic to play as.
I don't know how Sega saw it as like, well, clearly the problem is Sonic's friends.
I know, I'm like, bro, no, I'm sorry. I care way more about the extended cast of Sonic than I do the fucking extended cast of shit like Mario. I'll be frank, I know it's a big meme. I don't give a fuck about Waluigi. This Waluigi meme is the dumbest shit ever to me. Y'all can keep him, I guess.
Wow.
At least Daisy is cute. Like, she's a cute tomboy. To the point where I get... Yeah.
We get to play as two Toads in this game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh,
Captain
man,
Toad Treasure
my
Tracker. And Captain
Well, to be fair, that was a cute
Toad.
game.
Yeah.
That was a cute game, I'll admit. But,
but it is about the extended cast of Mario.
Mario Bros. Wii.
It is still about the extended cast of Mario. Captain Toad,
exactly. Fucking
Tracker.
Blue Toad, Yellow Toad, my favorite Mario characters.
Instead of fucking like Peach and like someone else, or just Peach and Toad like in Mario 2 USA.
It's like oh dude, yeah. That was actually I like Mario 2 for that reason.
By the way, 3D World, I'm glad they brought that back.
Rosalina's playable in that one too.
Yee.
I know that's sort of supposed to be a secret, but the game's been out for like 10 years. So
no, but like, it's not, because they actually show it in the trailer when
they do in the re-release.
Yeah, so like, it's not really a secret.
Yeah, but like, my point essentially is I love playing as Knuckles and Tails and shit, because I'll be honest, I know that they're kind of slower than Sonic, but it wasn't that noticeable to me, and I liked being able to fly or glide and climb walls and stuff. So I miss playing as them, and I really hope that maybe they'll finally allow us to play someone else besides Sonic for once. But I guess it remains to be seen.
Sonic
in a modern
Origins.
game.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Origins is a re-release, so,
I'm not Origins, my bad. Sorry, what's it called? Sonic Frontier, right?
Well, that's the new one.
Which we still don't know too much about.
They showed off some of it, but like...
They showed off some.
I don't know how to feel about what they've shown, to be honest. I hear it's apparently a very early build of it, but it's also supposed to come out this year, so...
This winter,
I don't know. Yeah, like, I know a lot of people are being very cynical about it, and, if you want to be cynical about it with what's been shown, go right ahead. I want to have some hope at this point, because Sonic needs a good game. I missed that period of time when Mania came out and everyone was like, yeah, Sonic is pretty cool. Because Mania was a great game and all that, and then, it went downhill when Forces came out and was really disappointing.
Yes. I think I bring this up every single podcast episode. But we have to talk about that time that I literally went to like 4 or 5 different stores looking for Sonic Forces. Found it at a Best Buy upstate because it was on sale.
Motherfucker went
bought
upstate
it,
for Sonic
and
Forces.
then played it. And I messaged the guys saying, "Guys, I'm starting Sonic Forces." 4 hours later, guys, I finished Sonic Forces.
Now, to be fair, plenty of Sonic games are short. Like, Generations is short. But the thing is, there's a lot of replay value with Generations and stuff. With Forces, the level design wasn't exactly that enticing for me to replay.
Yeah.
At most, I replayed them to get some challenges done. Because I actually did 100% Forces. I got it for free off PlayStation Plus 1 month, and that's how I played it. But yeah, it's a whole thing. That was a slight little tangent, but yeah, I miss playing as other characters besides Sonic.
Yeah,
Sonic's extended cast, I love them. You know, Blaze, Shadow, even Silver, Knuckles, Tails. I would love to play as them again. I hate that Sega just assumes we don't like them, where it's like, nah, they're an extended cast I can get behind. This dumb shit with Mario, where it's like, oh man, Waluigi, the king of everyone. I'm just like, yeah, okay, cool, whatever. He's in some sports games, I don't care. At least, you know, Daisy has some good art, wink, wink, on the internet. So, it is what it is.
Wait,
Also,
but,
too,
like,
she actually starred in a main series game.
She did.
But
She was
didn't
in
you
Mario
get to
Land.
play as the extended cast in Boom? Any of the Boom games?
I don't count those.
Well, yeah, but like those aren't like we're talking
not-
about like main series.
Yeah,
like,
that's a
games,
spin-off.
Is Sonic Boom really considered a spin-off?
It is.
Are
Yeah.
you? Is that a joke?
Dude,
No,
they were made
I
by different
swear.
developers.
I mean,
Yeah, like-
it felt pretty main series to me by how much like
Really?
marketing
By how
there was,
different they looked?
and how much marketing there was for it. Yeah.
Oh, wow, yeah, marketing. That immediately means it's mainline.
Well, you know, the funny thing is too is that you know those that scare for well, I guess not a scare, but I guess that feel for a time that like if those games had been successful, that probably would have taken over as like
Yeah,
the main Sonic
that's true.
continuity for a time.
God, I'm glad it didn't then.
Can you imagine?
Good
The,
lord.
the
I
show
still
was pretty
don't like
nice.
Boom in general. I mean, sometimes the cartoon gave a funny clip, but even that got old. Like, oh, the self-referential humor just got tiring. But yeah, thank God Boom is essentially dead. Fine by me. The best thing I can say about it is I don't mind Amy's portrayal in it.
Same.
I like that she doesn't stalk Sonic, and there actually is like a legitimate kind of crush between the two there. That was kind of neat. But
also too, Sticks the Badgers.
oh yeah, Sticks is fine.
Yeah.
She reminded me a lot of the
Tails?
fucking the
Who,
rabbit.
Marina.
Yeah, Marina the raccoon
Yeah.
from Sonic Rush Adventure.
Yeah, some people were thinking like, was this meant to be Marina? But then they like changed it because they realized no one,
It
like, not
looked
many people.
so
liked
much
it.
like her to me.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, is that Marina from Sonic Rush Adventure? They're really
Oh,
bringing her
right.
back of all things. That's interesting. But no, it was a different character entirely. But yeah, like,
I would not mind if they brought her into the main continuity.
oh yeah, no, I wouldn't mind either. I thought she was pretty cool. But
Yeah.
you know, Boom has some saving graces, but not a ton. Not enough for me to mourn its death, essentially.
Mourn.
But to go back to the movie, I will
Yes.
also say, as much as Knuckles is my guy, and I'm glad he was done well. Tails was also really cool. I love that they got the voice actress from the games to voice him here.
I also appreciated that when fans cried out about it, like in a good way, mind you, they actually changed the poster to include her name on it as well, because it
Yeah.
wasn't on there originally.
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely give her credit because she's great.
Credit your
I
voice
like her Tails
actors.
Yeah, I like her Tails voice, and she did a good job. And Tails was really cute here. He's really adorable. I love the brotherly bond he has with Sonic.
Oh, dude, it was adorable in the movie. Yeah, like when
Yeah.
they were falling asleep in the bar
Oh,
in that one.
Yeah,
scene.
and then
Yeah.
Tails like covers Sonic with his tail so that he's
Yeah.
warm. That was really nice. I
Cute
dug
Sonic
Tails.
moment.
I dug Tails a lot. It's a shame that the Sonic movies have been like the best Sonic things in a while.
Fuck.
But
When you put it that way, wow.
But yeah, like in general, it's a fun movie. It's not gonna blow you away, but it was enjoyable. As someone who does still consider himself a Sonic fan, I had fun with it, and I will also say, I guess spoiler warning, I had a slightly embarrassing pop-off with the post-credit scene with the reveal of Shadow, where I'm just like, oh boy, if I mentioned earlier that they need to include game music, if they're including Shadow and they're gonna do Sonic Adventure 2 and shit, they better get Crush 40 to do like a rendition of Live and Learn. You can't have Shadow and not have like a team up with Sonic at the end and not have that song play. If they don't have that song play, that movie fails just immediately.
They really need that.
Not to mention, by the way,
I heard apparently they're aware that fans want them.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
You know, so kind of a small anecdote about that post-credit scene. God, me and Eric both had to take a huge piss.
Oh
okay?
yeah,
and,
we were holding it in for so long,
and like we were literally both of us just looking at each other. We're like, God, like we're the coolest parts of I think we were at the final battle, or so, like we were approaching the final battle, and I'm like, God, just get to the post-credits scene already, please. Like I didn't even care. I just like, look, I know they win at the end. Okay, just please, I need to pee. I didn't want to miss anything.
Nick Fury, come on.
Yeah, I was literally like, please, Nick Fury. But yeah, no, it was really that post-credit scene was so awesome, and as soon as it came on, I said, "All right, bye, using the bathroom."
Yeah, the same. I will say though, I'm surprised that they're going to Shadow because I thought the next step would be like Amy and Metal Sonic.
Yeah,
Metal Sonic, yeah.
Yeah, like get some CD stuff in there, but I don't know. I guess they still could add them. You know.
But you know why I think they didn't do the Metal Sonic? I think, and this is Galaxy Brain. I'm sorry.
Oh boy, here we go.
I think because they realized that they probably don't have many more, like, the privilege of having many more Sonic stories to be told. And I think while I love the Metal Sonic story, I really do. Everyone
the story of being a robot that just, looks like Sonic.
Right. I think people love Shadow more, and I feel like
it
would generate enough hype to guarantee that there will be maybe at least one more Sonic movie besides the third one and the fourth one.
I just mentioned that because I'd love to see renditions of other or like inclusions of other characters. Like, we're getting Shadow now, obviously, but I would love to see, Amy and Metal Sonic 100%. In there. I'd love to see Blaze the Cat in there.
I would like to see
add in Rouge and bring in a new generation of furries at that rate.
I would love to see a huge Sonic adventure adaptation, honestly. I feel like I enjoy that game so much that I would love to see them battle Chaos. I feel like that would be such a cool film to watch. But again, also, we don't even know if Jim Carrey is going to be back in the next one, so the whole and I mean, even they kind of play it off at the end by they don't necessarily say that it's Jim Carrey Robotnik that summoned Shadow, that it's the government or whatever. But I also just don't think they could really I feel like if they do Metal Sonic, it feels to me like it'd be kind of, I don't want to say mid, but it'd just be all right, cool, where's Shadow? Again, I know a lot of people...
You're going to make the Sonic CD fans
I'm
upset.
sure a lot of... Look, I love Metal Sonic. I'm sure a lot of people love Metal Sonic.
All the classic Sonic heroes.
Compare it to Shadow the Hedgehog. Everyone loves Shadow. So I just feel
Yeah, I think he's the second most popular character.
Yeah, it's because he's fucking Black Sonic, pretty much. That's it. And so, we're just... At this point, people were so hyped when they're wait, are they going to bring... I think when the second movie was coming out, people were asking, are they gonna bring Knuckles? And that was before Knuckles was announced. They brought Knuckles.
Yeah, all we knew for sure with the second one was that Tails was obviously gonna be in it because of the post-credit scene.
And say, are they gonna bring Knuckles? They did. Are they gonna bring Supersonic? They did.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying that theoretically they could still add Metal Sonic and Amy with the third one.
Because he was in the second movie, right? Sorry, Sonic Adventure 2. Metal Sonic, right?
No. He was in Sonic Heroes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you're thinking of.
Yeah.
I was going to say too... Yeah. I was gonna say too. Yeah, that's probably the line of logic that they're going off of. Is that they probably don't know if they're going to be able to do anything beyond the third movie, so they're probably jumping straight to Shadow, if only to just like
wrap the story up.
if this is the last hurrah, then let's at least get this big part of Sonic out of the way. And hey, if this movie ends up being a success because of it, and we end up getting to do more, then yeah, get to Metal Sonic, and then maybe they will do a story akin to Heroes or something of the sort.
That would be so cool, like a tournament arc, essentially.
I don't know about a tournament, but unless they make it like the Cell games or something.
Yeah.
But then that's Super Mario Bros. Z at that point.
Yeah. What else were you saying, Eric?
Oh no, I think I've essentially got everything I wanted to mention. It was a fun movie. I'd say, I would only really recommend it though if you're a Sonic fan.
Yeah.
Like I can't see someone who's not a Sonic fan getting into it, but if you do like Sonic, then I think you'll have a good time. I would say it's better than the first movie. There's things to improve, but I'm excited after that post-credit scene to see how they tackle Shadow. I will also say the credit sequence was pretty cool. I liked it more than the one in the first movie. Where it's like an homage to like the game, and it has that Kid Cudi song in there.
Yeah.
Who, funnily enough, is apparently a big Sonic fan, so he was super on board to do a song for the movie.
Dream come true. Yo, I appreciate all the shout outs, by the way, in this movie with like the game references. Like at one point when they're inside the giant the giant Eggman robot, the Death Egg robot looking thing, his assistant, I forget his name, but he pulls out the manual for the robot, and it's a fucking Sega Genesis game manual.
What the? Oh right, I remember this. I remember that. That was so fun. It's really interesting because I'm starting to like also very slowly get to the collecting the Genesis games too. So like, seeing that in person was also really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what did you guys think?
You go first.
Oh no, I wasn't going to. I was just going to add on to the point about Knuckles. The fact that he could punch compared to the other characters, he actually had he uses his fists and stuff like that. I thought that was also really cool, but he was also a little different because he has you have to use his fists to destroy the enemies, along with the of course the being able to climb walls and fly and glide. Sorry, I had to make the distinction. I loved Tails always, just first off he flying, but also the whole sometimes you have to fly the plane as Tails, so lots of really cool things about those two characters, which is why I deem them just some of the best characters I think in all of Sonic. If we want to go on further into some of the other characters in Sonic, the extended cast, I mean, they each have their own quirks, which are really cool, and some of which you only get to explore in Sonic Heroes, for example. But again, still really cool games. I don't know if you guys remember those Game Boy games, Sonic Battle.
I remember that one.
Yeah, those are fun. They weren't exactly your normal obviously your normal Sonic game, but from a nostalgic perspective, I remember when I used to see those games. It was just such a interesting point in my life because I was like, oh man, they're fighting each other, and it was so interesting because this is around the time where I want Pokemon versus Digimon, or I want Yu-Gi-Oh versus Duel Masters, and so I wanted everybody to fight each other essentially. So, and even when Soul Calibur and you get to play as Link and you get to fight the various Soul Calibur villains, I thought that was still really cool. So it made me think, damn, I really want to see Sonic in a fighting game. When Sonic Battle came out, I got a chance to I only got to try it in Walmart.
Well, you could play Sonic the Fighters.
What?
That's a thing.
What's that?
That's a fighting game with Sonic characters, with the classic Sonic characters, but Sonic characters nonetheless.
From a long time ago?
Unlike the Sega Saturn, right? Sonic.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh,
I
this
think
looks
it
so
got an
fun. What the
Xbox
hell?
Live Arcade. Did you not know this was a thing?
No, this is so cool. I never had a Sega Saturn, so like
So this was a 1996 game, and I think it was only in the arcades. Okay, so it wasn't on the Saturn, but it was in the arcades. But then it got
cool.
ports to GameCube and like
That's where I
PlayStation
remember
and
it,
stuff. Yeah.
Oh, they came out on PlayStation 3 too. So
Yeah, like I said,
lucky.
it got like re-released
Yeah.
on PlayStation 3 and 360.
That's cool.
You can also play this really cool Sonic fan fighting game that is just got didn't just come out, but it's getting constantly like updated and all that. And I think Sega acknowledged it, and it's like, yeah, cool project, guys. And they're not taking any legal action, like they're letting it
nice.
persist.
Very cool.
So let me find the link to that.
It
But
reminded
yeah.
me of when I'm looking at these screenshots. It reminds me of my very first and one of my favorite Sonic games out there, Sonic R. And
the racing one?
Yeah, I mean, look, you don't go as fast as like in the other games.
Nah, I don't mind that game. I especially love the soundtrack in it. I know it doesn't fit all that well, but it's a good soundtrack.
It is a good soundtrack. Yeah, I mean, it's so different of a game that like I legitimately because for all intents and purposes it was my first Sonic game, but it was just so different because it was not a you don't race the other characters at full Sonic speed. You just race them in like walking speed, pretty much, and it's just so fun. And so that was another one of those games that was like, damn, I really can't wait to like one day play like a Sonic fighting game. And then eventually they brought him to Smash, and so I guess something
In a way,
yeah.
Cabify Mario finally. And all the other
that's true.
gaming icons.
That's why when they did the Mario and Sonic at the Olympics, like I thought that concept was super cool because again, crossover of two very very different but also related video game mascots. Anyways, so yeah, Knuckles, Tails, favorite characters. Metal Sonic and Shadow, my favorite antagonists. Robotnik's always classic, but those are my antagonists. And if I have to go, my favorite like antagonist of them all, but not the hedgehog variant. Chaos is my all-time favorite antagonist villain. So, Ray, you
Chaos.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's funny that we're talking about that. There's a bunch of people now who really want Movie Sonic to show up in Nickelodeon All Stars, which would actually be really cool because, for one, it is actually possible because Paramount.
Oh, I guess Paramount
does
own Nickelodeon.
Yeah, and I feel like if they reached out to Sega about it, it's like they probably was like, yeah, let's work together on this.
Yeah.
So it's like it would actually be really cool to like have a little cross promotion and have Sonic show up in this other Smash like video game.
That would actually be really cool.
Yeah. So yeah, that would be really cool. And also, I just wanted to update the fan game is called Sonic Smackdown, so definitely check that out. And if your PC can handle it, download that and play it. It's really good.
PC can handle quite a bit, hopefully.
Hopefully so. Maybe you could get some gameplay of that.
Yeah.
Which, speaking of the movie, I posted some art in the chat earlier that the guys can see, but like, I really want Sonic's mother figure from the movies, Longclaw, the owl, to be canon. Because I really like that character, and I like the concept that they made for like Sonic's whole origin in this version of the story. Because the thing with mainline Sonic is that we never really had a sort of definitive like backstory for him. There's been a bunch of adaptations from like the cartoons, the comics, and all that told Sonic's origin, and all of them are like vastly different from one another. But we never had an actual origin in the games itself. I know we're having a game called Sonic Origins, but that's a remastered. Doesn't count.
No, it's a prequel to Mania, right? Didn't you hear?
Oh my god.
Right, Lawrence? Tell him.
I can neither confirm nor deny this allegation.
That's like that shit is like saying that that shit is like saying A New Hope is they made a sequel to like Revenge of the Sith. Like, yeah, it is, but like they didn't make it in response to Revenge of the Sith.
They didn't?
Bruh. Alright, so
yeah.
No, but
Lawrence
Longclaw's a
again.
really cool character. It would be cool if they brought her into like actual like game canon and all that. But it's really cool seeing her like in this movie, and she does show up again in this second movie as well.
Yeah.
It's really interesting just learning the backstory that they built up for this version of Sonic and his friends and all that. And something that we definitely did not comment on yet, but the implementation of not only the Death Egg robot but also Supersonic towards the end of the movie was like honestly really fantastic and very well earned. It was nice. It was kind of brief for the latter form, but it was still really cool to see it. And I imagine with the third movie, we're probably going to see like a lot more with it. But yeah, Sonic 2 was definitely a very, very enjoyable experience. Pretty much everything Eric and Lawrence said is like same thing with me. Honestly, like the movie has like a bit of flaws, but it's still a fun movie. Still definitely a fun watch. Definitely supersedes the previous film, and I'm really glad that when that movie came out, everyone was coming out of the theater and going on to social media and being like, "Yo, the Sonic 2 movie was great," and it's like I can not only be more happy that we're getting really good video game adaptation movies, but just also it's a really good time to be a Sonic fan when it comes to like stuff like this because you know, it's we've been in like a really dark time with the character and we want something good to come out with him and it's just really good to be handed a W from time to time if you guys get what I'm saying.
100%.
Yeah. So I'm glad, with this, with this new movie, I'm glad that the producers of the movie actually really give a shit with what they have in their hands. I'm really hoping they carry that into the third movie and onwards as well. And, I guess beyond that, I just have to say, thank God for the redesign. Because,
yeah,
can you imagine?
I forgot that was a thing.
I forgot that was a thing too, and that's a good thing because, totally ignoring the fact that it showed up in the Chip and Dale movie.
Sorry.
It's cool that that whole redesign thing happened, and then that really began the whole thing of yeah, now they're totally listening to the fans and listening to feedback and all that, and these movies just really became something else beyond the huge shit show it was from those initial trailers because yeah, it was a very rough start in the beginning, and now it's this is easily one of the greatest video game movies ever made.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's great.
I know that's not the highest bar, but
not the highest
bar, but yeah,
I'm glad if it had to be anyone, I'm so happy it's Sonic.
Yeah, right. It makes me think, how the fuck is that Mario movie gonna turn out?
Yeah, right.
Yo, Illumination.
They fucking delayed that shit by an extra year.
Luigi will have sex.
Oh my god.
Oh, dude, perfect.
That's
clearly what's missing.
There were people saying that they delayed the Mario movie because of the success of the Sonic movie, but
that would be fucking funny if that's the case.
If it was true, that would be funny. But yeah.
God, I'll be honest. I don't know, bro. I'll watch it because I'm a Mario fan as well. They're fun games. For the most part, Lost Levels can suck a dick for all I care. But I don't know. Just the idea of a Mario movie is so weird to me because I mean, at least with Sonic, Sonic the character is cool. People like him, it makes more sense to me. With Mario, it's who the fuck cares about Mario as a character? People play the games because they're fun. I'm not playing them oh, I can't wait for Mario to go through this big adventure or whatever.
Mario lore.
Who? No one. At least this is just me. From the people, I can't speak apparently. Yeah, I'm going crazy. It's just.
Don't worry.
It's just I don't know. When I think of Mario, I just can't think of anyone excited of the character itself. Whereas Sonic is a character that people get excited for. Yeah. As roller coastery of a quality of the series can be in terms of the games, people still like the character.
Yeah, that's the thing. Some Call Me Johnny brought up an excellent point in one of his past videos where he said like Mario's personality. I mean, I'm paraphrasing. Is more or less that of a cardboard box, and for that, he's more of like a Sonic guy because there's still like there's just a lot more personality going on with the dude.
Yeah, I want to hear somebody's fucking argument that Mario is actually a deep, dynamic character because I swear to God,
no one cares.
I want to sit down and hear this person's argument because it is so.
Here we go.
I'm just saying, like, there's no fucking way this man is a dynamic, not piece of cardboard character.
Lawrence, you are imagining an argument and getting angry about it. That's what's blowing my mind. I don't think anyone has said that on the planet.
You can turn to MatPat for that with his Mario is mental video.
Lawrence is doing that thing that people do on Twitter where they just imagine someone and then they get angry.
An argument.
Yeah, and then they get angry about that imaginary person. Lawrence's like, I want to meet this person and kill him. It's just like, no one exists that says that. No one in the world is going to act like Mario is on the same level as fucking Naked Snake from Metal Gear Solid in terms of, like, depth or whatever.
How do you know, man? How do you know?
That's DEPTH, by the way. I don't know if I accidentally said deaf. I can't pronounce it very well, but no, I know. It's an inkling in my head. All right.
Hey, you said the magic word. It's an inkling.
No. That's a real word. Splatoon didn't invent it. But that's all I'm saying. Like what Ray mentioned with Johnny's point. It's like, yeah, that's why the idea of a Mario movie is just weird to me because it's like Mario doesn't really have a personality. No one really cares about the character. Yeah. Sonic, say all you want that Mario games are way better, but Sonic does have a personality. He does have a character to him that people like. He was always meant to be the edgier, cooler alternative.
And see, that's the thing, yeah, when it comes to, like, Mario stuff, like, whenever he does have, like, a personality and spin-offs and all that, that's stuff that they had to basically make for their version of the character, but in the main Nintendo stuff, that's not really the case. With Sonic, on the other hand, he does have a personality in his main games, and that allows for, like, a whole slew of adaptations to basically just, base their version of the character off of that and then go off in their own direction.
Yeah, but I think that's... Ray did give his thoughts. What?
More thoughts on the movie or no?
I think we should let Isaac know that he can come off mute.
Oh, I didn't give my thoughts yet. Damn.
Oh, I thought you did. My bad.
Oh, okay, my bad.
All right, go ahead.
No, I mean, Ray, are you done?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, more or less I'm finished.
Okay. I'm done too now. No, so
my god.
So it was a good movie. I enjoyed it. Supersonic definitely made me cream a little bit. I loved it.
Wow.
Enjoyed it, honestly. Loved.
You really did have to use the bathroom, huh?
Good one, Ray. No, and then I had to. I really enjoyed the Shadow. Robotnik, Jim Carrey, great. Love him, and I really hope that he gets a chance to come back. But if he does actually retire from acting, then he did a good job anyways.
Good character to go out on if it is his last role, but I hope he comes back.
Yeah, definitely.
It was funny because I was literally scrolling through Netflix and they did a Bob Saget like comedy special, like to honor his legacy, and Jim Carrey was the one that actually organized it, and they made a joke. They were like, damn, can't believe that it took one comedian dying to bring Jim Carrey back to stand up. It was actually kind of funny because like that was the first time that Jim Carrey's done stand up since he was like he did it like in the 90s pretty much. So
wow.
Yeah, and he wasn't really doing stand up, it was more just to honor Bob Saget, but like
rest in peace, Bob Saget.
Yeah, rest in peace. I was also like, if he actually ever did actually go back to stand up, I think that's still also a really decent way to go. I think Jim Carrey's really funny, honestly. If you've ever seen any of Jim Carrey's other movies, like they all slap for the most part. I mean, one of my guilty pleasures was Yes Man. I'm not even gonna say guilty pleasures. One of my favorite movies of Jim Carrey was Yes Man, and that was honestly
the one where he can't lie.
The one where he can't say no.
Oh, okay.
And that is just, it is so good because it has actually a deep story to it, but at the same time, like, it introduced me to quite a few like interesting topics, including it also introduced me to one of my favorite songs, which is the ledge song is "Wish you would step back from that ledge, my friend." You know that one because he actually fucking sings it in the song, and it's actually so in the movie, and it's really cool. Anyways, Jim Carrey, great as Robotnik, excellent choice. And I mean, even from the beginning, he's just like, he is a joy to watch portray this character on stage. And in this one, he as Eric said, he hams it up. He becomes more of a Robotnik, more of a like delusioned villain, which is super cool. And I mean, the story itself is just really good. Tails is really cute. There's that one meme that Eric loves to bring up all the time where Tails has the fucking red dot on his on his forehead. Which is like so funny to see. And Knuckles, Idris Elba, still a really cool character. And I'm looking forward to the spin-off series on Paramount Plus. Just because, I'll be honest with you guys, the Master Emerald, I like the Master Emerald as a concept, but I did not enjoy those levels in Sonic Adventure all that much. To collect.
I'm trying to find the shards.
Yeah, that was kind of annoying. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. And so I did not enjoy the Knuckles levels in Sonic Adventure as much as I enjoy kind of just playing as Knuckles and busting through shit and gliding and climbing shit. Like that was my favorite part of playing as Knuckles. Finding Master Emerald shards, God help me, because that shit is literally gave me aneurysms. But you know, again, just again, as a concept, I really appreciate the Master Emerald, so I'm looking forward to seeing more of Knuckles in that series and exploring the backstory, the whole Echidna race, and also exploring the whole Master Emerald series, essentially. If that's
they
what
should
that's
have
about.
had the Knuckles rap. I'm gonna say it now. I'll be the one to say it. They should have added it. Knock knock, it's Knuckles. Come on.
At least
they
put
played
it in,
that.
At least put
That
it in
would've been
the end
great.
credits while they're scrolling up, and then you
No,
just hear it come on.
I wanted them to do at least one. Oh no, they didn't.
Oh god, that would have been great too.
But or Ugandan Knuckles. What was the?
God, that went for a while.
What was he saying? I do it for my people or something like that, right?
Do you know the way?
Oh,
That's
do you
what
know
he
the
was
way?
saying. Yeah, God,
Why
that
are you
was.
running?
Why are you
Yeah.
running?
I wonder, because I know obviously Sonic is a Japanese character franchise, and obviously there's Japanese voice actors. I wonder if like the voice actors from the game like did the dub for the movie.
That would be interesting to find out. I'm not gonna lie. I
But
wonder
I'm
if
real
the
curious
Japanese.
about that.
Look it
I
up,
wonder if the Japanese dub is on Paramount.
bro.
Because I know Disney Plus has like the Japanese dub for some of their stuff.
That's interesting.
Yes.
But
Like
yeah.
you can watch Revenge of the Sith in Japanese.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Konnichiwa.
Wow, racist guy over here.
Bro, that is hello.
That's the most stereotypical one you could go to.
No, because
Konnichiwa.
Obi-Wan goes, hello there. So I'm like, konnichiwa. Like, I was just doing that. Oh my god, they're gonna cancel me. Anyways,
Kenobi Sensei.
Obi-Wan. No, so I actually, like I said, I really enjoyed the movie. I cannot wait for Sonic 3 and with Shadow. Like, that shit is so hype. And then, what was I going to say?
Sonic fans eating good.
Yes, they are. Oh, I was going to talk Chip and Dale for a second. Because as the internet found out, like last week or 2 weeks ago, Ugly Sonic, which is the original character design from Sonic 1, is actually in the Chip and Dale movie. By the way, Chip and Dale, if you don't take that movie too seriously, the remake, or not remake, whatever it is, it's a movie. It's a Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers movie. Like it's fun, it is cute. It's not meant to be like.
It's set in the Roger Rabbit universe.
Yeah, pretty much, because everyone is there. Even like I'm sure these guys don't care about spoilers. They have the My Little Pony ponies are there, which are super, like, Chip and Dale actually ride them, which is super cute.
Yeah, they were in the trailer.
I mean, there are a bunch of
I saw a clip of He-Man and Skeletor.
Yes, they're in the movie! There was somebody cosplaying as Ash in the movie.
Of course.
Like, it's such a fun movie in
like
that
from
way.
Evil Dead or from Pokemon?
From Pokemon. It's so fun because it's like it's not meant to be taken seriously, and it's supposed to be what Space Jam 2 was supposed to be, or what Roger Rabbit was back in the day, and it does serve that purpose. I think J.K. Simmons voices a character in the movie. Andy Samberg, John Mulaney, if you've ever seen any of his stand up. There are a couple others that are escaping me right now. But yeah, I mean, a bunch of really cool characters. The Allstate guy. He is in the movie too. He plays one of the original members of the Rescue Rangers, who's in the movie. It's so cute. It's such. Anyways, I'm getting on a tangent. The reason I bring it up, Ugly Sonic's in the movie, and he literally has a table right across the aisle from Chip at the convention that they go to. And they strike up a conversation, and turns out that he is actually the biggest, like, he is the hero of the movie, essentially, because he's a part of the FBI.
I heard he has a whole redemption arc.
He has a whole redemption arc. He comes and saves Chip and Dale. He's part of the FBI, and he saves them from the main villain in the movie, who, by the way, the main villain is Peter Pan, all grown up.
Which I heard.
It sounds like a. It sounds
which
like,
I heard a lot of controversy about, but we won't get into that.
Yeah, no, that part I was just a little about, because the whole point of Peter Pan is that he's not supposed to. But then you have to remember that the whole point of the story is that each of the characters are not actually the characters they play. They're saying that they're all actors who just play themselves in movies.
So technically this is not the real Peter Pan from like Disney canon. Like, you know, that's not going to affect like everything Disney Peter Pan related.
Yeah. Paul Rudd's in the movie too, by the way. He plays Paul Rudd, who
he plays himself?
Yeah, he plays himself. And he's signing autographs for Ant-Man, and he's telling people it actually was supposed to be called Ant-Man, and he was supposed to have like an ant. Like, it's supposed to be like funny. It's supposed to be making jokes about Disney also in general. There are a couple of hidden Mickeys in there too. Anyways, it's fun. But yeah, so, you know, Peter Pan is the fucking villain. And Ugly Sonic comes in and saves the day. He's part of the FBI, and he saves Chip and Dale. And he's like, "Told you guys I was part of the FBI!" It was so interesting. I literally watched it out of morbid curiosity, and I was very pleased. I feel like everyone had set the bar so low for me, because I was hearing a lot of mixed reactions to it. And then when I watched it, I was actually pleasantly surprised. So if you guys have time, definitely watch it. But the reason I bring it up is because Sonic is getting some sort of weird like renaissance again in other media, not in video games, because we're still waiting for some good Sonic games to come out. I know Sonic Mania came out, but that was already like 4 or 5 years ago at this point. So I think he's going through some very interesting arcs of
we're also waiting for Sonic Team themselves to actually start making a good game again.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, so the reason I bring it up is because I brought up Chip and Dale is because of
God damn, how many times
like
are you gonna
mention
that? Like, seriously, I'm getting annoyed right now.
This is part of the agenda, guys.
Are we gonna move on to Doctor Strange?
Yes, this is part of the
you
agenda.
do know Isaac is in the call, right?
This is part of the agenda.
How long do you want to talk about Sonic?
I'm not talking about Sonic. I swear. Well, no, I am talking about Sonic. Anyways.
All right.
I'm glad you noticed that too. This motherfucker repeated himself. Yeah, I'm bringing it up because of this. Oh, I'm bringing up Chip and Dale because of this. Oh, I'm bringing up Chip and Dale. It's like, okay, we get it. Jesus. Because Ugly Sonic's in the movie. Yes, we understood you the first time.
But I think it was just because I enjoyed Sonic 2 that much that I was pleasantly happy to see him somewhere else. So highly recommend it.
That cameo was weirdly timed too, because like, not only did the movie just come out in theaters, but Sonic 2 also just came to streaming the week after the Chip and Dale movie with Ugly Sonic came out on Disney Plus.
That's part of the agenda, guys. Didn't you know? I'm trying to turn this podcast into a podcast to get people to watch.
I think
Chip
it's probably
and Dale.
gone to sleep at this point. So
I'm trying to get people to watch the Chip and Dale movie. Anyways,
so the reason why I brought up Chip and Dale.
my overall thoughts, I give the movie 7 rings out of 10, because Sonic lost the other 3 while he was fighting Eggman. Anyways, guys, those are our thoughts. Please go ahead, give it a shot. If you have to grab a free trial of Paramount Plus, we don't have a free code, unfortunately. We're not sponsored. But please go ahead and watch the movie, get a free trial. I'm sure they offer it on their website. 7 days, you can watch both of the Sonic movies and probably the new iCarly in a couple days. So, highly recommend it. Oh, by the way, it's Friday, so there is a new iCarly out today. So...
Man, that overlap between Sonic fans and iCarly fans is so big. Clearly, there's a lot of overlap.
Also,
Sonic's gonna be on iCarly.
If you're ever interested, the original Sonic cartoons are also, I think, on Paramount Plus.
Yeah, they are.
So,
I remember
highly
that.
recommend those. Those are really fun. They did a reboot or a rerun of them in 2019, right? A couple of years ago, right?
Yeah, I don't remember, but I know they were on there when Nickelodeon, or when they rebranded into Paramount Plus, and they had the Nickelodeon section. They had a bunch of cartoons that were not Nickelodeon in the Nickelodeon section for some reason.
Yeah,
and Sonic was one of them.
Those Sonic Dick cartoons were so good. Sorry, Deke. My bad. Those
I'm like, whoa, what?
Those Sonic Dick cartoons were so good. I had a couple DVDs.
Man, you must have loved those Sonic Dick cartoons.
What are you calling me, Eric? God damn it.
A furry?
Oh god.
Oh my god.
Highly recommend. By the way, if you haven't seen those, honestly, go watch it. Yeah. So the reason I was bringing up Chip and Dale, I'm kidding. Okay. Anyways, those are my thoughts on Sonic 2 and whatever was mentioned in this tangent, including Chip and Dale. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna bring.
Jesus Christ!
All right.
And then I'm
gonna bring Isaac back from the dead. We're all done with the Sonic talk. Hey, Isaac, you can come back now.
He's not gonna hear you.
Oh yeah. Oh, someone ping him.
God damn.
Has Isaac seen Doctor Strange too?
Yes.
He has. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So we can talk about it. I feel bad. I'll be right back though.
Yeah, I server deafened. I'm going to pause the recording actually while we wait. All right. So we are back from our long Chip and Dale tangent.
We did not go on a Chip and Dale.
You said you were talking about Sonic. When did you start talking about Chip and Dale?
He started talking about Chip and Dale, and he kept giving the reason why he was bringing it up like 5 times during the tangent, and it was driving me insane.
You serious?
Well, see,
I'm not
the
even
reason why
kidding.
I'm bringing up Chip and Dale is... Well, the reason I'm bringing up Chip and Dale is...
Yeah. Oh, by the way, the reason I'm bringing up Chip and Dale is it's just like, oh my god,
For this
I
whole
get
time, for the past almost, I think that was
okay.
an
What
hour.
we were
not the
talking
whole
about?
hour.
No, it was not the whole time. But
Just
near
the
the end,
last
when he
10
was
minutes.
giving his talk.
Okay.
Have you watched the movie
Alright.
yet, Isaac?
Chip and Dale, no.
Are you planning to?
Not really.
You should
Why?
be.
Yeah, same here, Isaac.
I didn't really have. I mean, not that I don't want to, but not that I want to.
You know, this is my plan. I'm going to handcuff the three of you together and tie.
Why are you throwing me in this?
And tie
I've
each one
never
of your
even
arms to the bed, and
I've
all
never
three of
even
you are
expressed
going
any
to
sort
watch
of
this movie.
disinterest.
You're gonna watch this movie, and you're gonna like it when we go to Montreal.
What if we don't like it?
Well,
Friggin' Montreal.
whatever. Anyways,
Whatever.
So we are here to disclose our information about Doctor Strange 2 and the Multiverse of Madness.
This is the new Boku challenge.
What? Oh, I understand now. Yes. But yes. So, Doctor Strange. I'm not gonna go first again. So,
I'll go
because
first.
I'm conscious of time.
Since I was gone.
Yeah, I'm gonna let
Let's let Isaac
go.
talk.
Go, Isaac. Go ahead.
I'd like to say something on the podcast. So we talk about Doctor Strange, right?
Yeah.
All right,
Fuck
yeah.
the
So,
Oscars.
well, yeah, F the Oscars. Yeah, Doctor Strange. If you haven't seen that movie, go see it because it was awesome. The movie was good. Thought overall everyone like. Well, so for starters, I didn't know what to expect going into Doctor Strange. I didn't have high expectations or any low expectations, but once I went in and saw it, I was pleasantly pleased. So yeah, I went in, saw it like not opening week because tickets went out. So Marvel's been doing this thing where I don't know how long they've been doing it, but they sell tickets in advance now. I think like a month at least before the movies. They do it early, but they tell you usually when the last teaser trailer comes out for a new Marvel movie, they say tickets available now or like in advance. So for Thor 4, the tickets are available now, even though Thor 4 comes out July. When does Thor 4 come out?
Yeah, July.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Oh, damn! I didn't get my tickets. So
Thor 4 release date.
I guess
July
I'm seeing.
8th.
I guess I'm seeing Chip and Dale.
It's next month.
Yeah, anyway.
July 8th. So
It keeps sounding
actually
like
3
you're about
weeks.
to say chia.
Yeah. Anyway.
I thought he was gonna say that too. Yeah.
Yeah. So I saw it like a week after opening. The movie was awesome. I thought the good things I liked about it. It's a Doctor Strange movie, so the visuals and the effects were awesome. Like really well done. Great job to the visual effects artists at Marvel and everyone who worked on that movie. The scenes that I really liked too, just to name a few, were the start of the movie where you see Doctor Strange, or I think Supreme. They call him Supreme Strange or Ultimate Strange. I forget the name of that one, but there's a different Doctor Strange running with America Chavez, and they're fighting.
Oh yeah.
They're fighting one of the beasts. I think
that was
I don't know what.
Defender Strange. I think that might be
Defender Strange. Yeah, you're right. They're fighting this monster and they're running, and the camera and like everything from the angles to the effects look really awesome. And then seeing things like America Chavez like punch a portal, jumping through different universes. That was really cool. And then different visual scenes, all the visuals are cool. Really thought it was cool. They did the effects for when Strange and Chavez fall through different universes, and there's like a paint universe, and you see they're all made out of paint. That was cool. Yeah, the visuals are awesome, and the acting was great too. And props to the directing too, since it's a Sam Raimi movie. Props to Sam Raimi, one of my favorite directors. From even he's known for Spider-Man, but yeah, like Spider-Man. And Evil Dead, like Sam Raimi knows what he's doing when it comes to Marvel movies and when it comes to movies that have like a horror twist. And that's what this movie had too. So I like that. There were scenes that were legit scary. Like the scene when Wanda she dream walks into a different universe, and she sneaks into another Wanda's house, and you could see everything from her perspective. So she kind of creeps. You see her sneak into her house, and then she hides behind the stairwell, and the camera angle like makes it seem like you're seeing it from like the perspective of like it almost reminded me of Friday the 13th, where you have sorry, not Friday, Halloween, where if you know like the scenes where you see it from Jason's perspective, or Michael Myers' perspective, where he's stalking somebody and he's behind them. Yeah, you basically see like in that scene you see it from like the stalker or the murderer's perspective. In this case, Wanda. So that was cool. Camera, visuals, directing, acting was really good. And even the story was fun to follow. I didn't for a Marvel movie. It wasn't too layered or too deep. Like we weren't watching. Thank God it wasn't as deep and heavy as the Eternals. And I don't mind a movie that's heavy on plot. I actually like that. But they didn't explain it in every scene, so that was cool. Yeah, so those are the positives. Those are things that I liked about the movie. I don't really have much to say that I didn't like about it. It was just a fun movie. It did multiverse. It basically jumped to the next level of multiverse after No Way Home.
Yeah.
So that like No Way Home introduced the idea of the multiverse and used Spider-Man three different Spider-Man. If you haven't watched the movie yet, then I don't know what to say. But at this point, everyone knows that there were three different Spider-Man in No Way Home, and that set up
photos of like the three of them together. So really, yeah.
Yeah, Sony was already like promoting it when the DVD came out.
Oh yeah.
Damn. Yeah, so you can't even be mad at us for
I think we already spoiled it.
if you somehow haven't seen it yet.
In the last podcast or something like that, I think we already spoiled it. So
Yeah, we all
talked.
talked about No Way
Yeah,
Home.
we did. But in case this is your first podcast and somehow you haven't seen No Way Home, then you can't blame us. You can't blame us. It's Sony's fault. They spoiled it first. But
I would hope you're not like knee deep into a Doctor Strange 2 review with spoilers in it, and then you're complaining later on about No Way Home spoilers. Like, why would you watch those out of order?
how dare you spoil No Way Home for me after you spoiled Doctor Strange? So I like that Doctor Strange goes balls deeper into that multiverse story or theme, and I like where Marvel is going. I like that they're doing the multiverse, and it kind of gets silly after a while of how big can things how big can Marvel make the stakes is like a real valid question, because we went from a purple alien erasing all life in the universe, like oh no from the beginning it was oh no America is in danger, oh no the world is in danger too, oh no the whole universe is in danger. Now we have multiverse, but the way they told the story in Doctor Strange was cool. It was more. I felt like it was more of it was a hero's journey, and it was also like a redemption story for a character like Doctor Strange. That it's funny because he in this movie he kind of has to fix his fuck ups, but at the same time he has to deal with someone else and them potentially fucking things over, aka Wanda. But it's weird because she's kind of right for it because she wants to save her kids, but they're not real kids. So it's a good story. But yeah, my final review of it, I'll give it like a solid, I would say 7 out of 10. A lot of things I liked about the movie, and I came in and had fun. I will say a lot of people will made fun of the movie because the I would say the violence and the action and the horror in it was actually not that scary. I remember I saw a meme where somebody said, "Man, that horror, that violence in Doctor Strange," and they took a screenshot of SpongeBob and Patrick riding the roller coaster at like Love World or something, or like going through a scary ride. So yeah, was it like watered down for kids? Yeah, it was. But did I have fun watching it? Hell yeah. So yeah, good movie.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
Love me some Wanda and some Doctor Strange. Wanda, you got some explaining to do, and her fake kids and her trauma.
God.
Poor Wanda.
Where you going, baby?
Oh,
Doctor Strange is here.
Yes.
Damn. Playland Park is actually scarier than Doctor Strange. How's that?
Damn.
Which leads to my next question. Where are they gonna take? Where are they going from here, baby? Because I want to see what they do with. I want to see how they tell Scarlet Witch's story moving forward. It looks like this is gonna go into. It's where it's going. My prediction is they're gonna tell House of M, the House of M story with Wanda, where not really a spoiler because it's not a guarantee, but basically Wanda will be she will she will be the character that triggers how mutants enter the MCU. So how she does it in the comics is that she's so powerful. She's a as the Scarlet Witch, she has chaos magic, so she can cause things to enter the universe. So it's gonna be cool to see if they tell that story, then maybe Wanda will bring mutants in. I don't know.
Yeah.
Where are they gonna go with Doctor Strange? Because that post credit scene was cool, but yeah, I said a lot. What do you guys think of the movie, or just like what do you think where they're gonna go from here?
Well, so for me, my thoughts are actually much short, despite me being still a huge MCU fanboy. But I really enjoyed it. I think I give it also like an 8 out of 10. I
Isaac
can
said 7, but okay.
well, it's a
I
high
said
rating.
7, but yeah,
A high
8 out of 10
rating.
is a
Hey,
great score.
high rating.
I
But
would
like,
also give it
but
this score that
I
no one
will-
has given it.
but I will actually append my rating by saying I actually give it 3 Morbiuses out of 5, which is
What?
already a pretty high on the Morbius scale. And so
Bruh.
that's really great. But
Facts.
unfortunately, nothing can be better than Morbius. So we just have to like accept it. Anyways, sorry for the memeing, but anyways, I really enjoyed it. Sam Raimi.
That wasn't a movie. That was a Morbi.
You're right. You're right. That was an experience. It was not a movie. And it was a Morbi. Anyways,
Just as good as Barnyard.
I enjoyed
Masterpiece.
there for those of you who again spoilers. Bruce Campbell is in the film. If for those of you that don't know him, he does play Ash in the Evil Dead. He also does play. If you ever watched Burn Notice, he plays Sam Axe, who is the best friend of Michael Weston in Burn Notice. So that was actually my introduction to Bruce Campbell, and I actually really enjoyed seeing him, even though it was just a very small cameo. But he was that important that he actually got his own post credit scene. So I salute him for that. That was great.
He's gonna be in Aquaman too.
Yeah, you're right.
If you guys know what I'm talking about, there's a tweet.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, we can talk about it after Lawrence is done.
There is a horror elements is right because as Eric has brought up in the past, it is kind of shitty that they said it's gonna be the first horror film in the MCU, which granted it definitely darkened things up, and there were definitely horror elements to it.
There was a whole Linkin Park track in the movie. That's how dark it got.
But
Falling in my skin.
but they definitely could have done more. And there's this
Morbius.
Morbius, yeah, you're right. That's the only way to make it a real horror movie.
Yo, Morbius
But
and Sheldon Cooper carried that movie, dude.
Bro, so there was like a moment where the spoiler is that the Illuminati is made out of a bunch of really like cool characters from across the Marvel Cinematic Universe and beyond. So for example, John Krasinski is Mr. Fantastic. That's the one everybody was like really, really happy about. It's also the one I got spoiled at the literal
Thanks to YouTube
night
recommendations the night before.
we went to go see the movie. And then like I guess what was it? A couple days not my bad. A couple days later, they also showed Black Bolt and stuff like that from Inhumans. Professor X was in it, but that one I kind of knew because they did show him in the trailer.
We should tell him the truth.
Captain Carter also we knew, and then Captain Marvel, but like a different version of Captain Marvel. That one we kind of knew also. I think it's Monica, not Monica, is Maria Rambeau. I think that version of Captain Marvel.
Yeah, it's Maria.
Maria.
Maria!
So the way, like, when I tell you the way that Wanda kills all 6 of them is fucking brutal. The only one that I will say it was not, it was like pretty meh was the Captain Marvel one, where she literally just gets crushed by a rock. That's kind of meh. The other one, I think, the other ones were really good. I mean, Black Bolt, that was fucking radical, man.
What mouth?
Yeah, what mouth?
All right, that shit was actually fucking shocking. I will
Yeah,
admit,
that was
for especially
yeah.
for an MCU movie.
And then like when she shreds John Krasinski's Mr. Fantastic, fucking cut. You know, and this is kind of what I'm talking about. Is like they show that, but then they chop Captain Carter in half, but they don't show it. They just kind of allude to it, and that's something I'm sure Eric will either bring up or has, like, he said it to us. He's like, that would have been so cool if they fucking showed it to us. And
honestly, I feel like
a little
that
too
probably.
much. I don't think that has to
that
be.
probably would have gotten it the R rating.
that's fine by me. Do it. Make it
No,
happen.
I'm for it too. I'm for it too. I'm just saying.
Yeah. No,
Unless you want
They
to
weren't
release
pushing. They didn't want to get an R rating.
Unless they want to release a director's cut on Disney Plus, since they have the mature rating now.
yeah, no, that would be great, but I don't know. But then when even this other part, when Wanda's like demon form like breaks Professor X's neck, in if you slow down the footage enough, you can see that she actually rips his face open too. And,
yeah, he doesn't snap his neck. He like rips his face in half.
Yeah, and so like the thing is, the only way you get to see it is if you slow down the footage, which is again another like cop out. Like they could have showed it. They could have shown that she was like really like unhinged beyond belief at this point, you know. And I feel like
watch Disney make The Punisher for Disney Plus and cut out all the fight scenes and replace the blood with like some fake shit.
Yeah, at this,
God.
it's just.
You give Punisher a laser gun.
And
he gets canceled in season 1 because he swears.
I honestly like. I think those are kind of parts where I was like, damn, you know, this would be really cool if it were darker. But anyone can like people in the theater could tell you I was literally fucking screaming. There were moments where I was like, "Oh Jesus!"
Yeah, yeah, I can.
Last thing he yelled, "I need some pussy."
Bruh. Yeah, no, so like it was something to behold. I honestly don't even know what to think about it. But I wish it was darker. I think it's a fair thing to say.
You were in a movie theater. Was it not dark enough?
Jeez. But yeah, I think that entire time I really enjoyed the movie as a culmination of everything that we've already like watched. Especially if you've watched WandaVision, like you were kind of waiting for this, and it was a good way to kind of cap that off. And I was telling everybody about that. I would be comfortable. I think I said this the last podcast. If based on how this ended, I'm okay with them just kind of ending off Wanda's like story here. I don't mind if they don't ever do House of M, because it's very clear mutants exist already at this point. If we have Fantastic Four coming around and we have Professor X coming around, I know they're from different universes.
Not necessarily.
But
go on.
I think at this point, I'm okay with them literally just like not. I mean, they even say like Elizabeth Olsen says she's taking a break, and she like unless they bring forth a script that like or a story that she's actually interested in. For now, she's going to like, you know, kind of step back.
Seat.
Yeah, take a back seat. Let them all kind of enjoy the ride.
I can respect that, because honestly, Elizabeth Olsen knows Scarlet Witch pretty damn well. If you look at past interviews, like she's a huge fan of the character.
She is actually, and she was actually, I think, one of the greatest characters, the one of the greatest actresses to be chosen to portray that character. She knows that character inside and out. Again, she even read like all of House of M and everything, so she definitely knows like what Wanda is capable of. She knows, I think, like there's an interview that says that she literally knows that she could have killed Thanos in one go if she really wanted to, but too many things in the way prevented her from doing so.
The plot.
Yeah. And there are, I'm sure, like this also kind of just proves that like Wanda on her own can like she's stronger than Captain Marvel, who everybody thought Captain Marvel was going to be the saving grace in the last two Avengers movies.
The most important part of the
didn't do shit.
MCU, barely around.
Yeah, and she is also very clearly even more powerful than the second most powerful person in the MCU, Doctor Strange. So like, I mean, at this point, it's like she seems very unbeatable. And that's something that I think I really enjoyed about this particular movie, is that they've really explored Wanda's true power, and that she is one ruthless bitch, and I love that about her. But again, I am 100% okay with them just not continuing her story if they didn't want to, because, you know, and I feel like Eric has given this point before, it's okay to end things sometimes. And I think, you know, we could say that about the entire MCU at this point, right? But if like, I'm okay with them ending her story. I think they've told her all of her story from beginning to end, and if they want to tell more story, I bet it has something to do with Vision, or maybe they could even do the House of M stuff. But at this point, I'm satisfied, and can't wait to see what's next. Doctor Strange 3 probably, definitely at some point will be really cool to take a look at. And other than that, America Chavez, I'm so happy that they brought her in because, fun fact, the artist behind America Chavez, I met them. They came up to a college event a long time ago. And this was around the time America Chavez was just kind of getting her start in the MCU, or not in the MCU, in the comic universe. And fun fact, the artist is actually from the Bronx. So, you know, some like really cool representation there. On that note, Gabby Rivera, she was the one that actually created the character, and again, all really cool to see some Bronx representation there. Seeing America Chavez in there, that was so cool, and knowing that she has those powers, just awesome. And I can't wait to see more of her. That's just all I'm gonna say. But I'm glad that they've really kind of taken her and ran with it.
Yeah, she's a pretty recent character. I think she came out in like
2005 or something. Oh no,
2005.
It must be 2011 actually. Yeah, it was 2011.
Yeah, that's what I remember.
Yeah, I was saying 2005, but because most characters, I think they all go back to like the 80s, 90s, 70s. So like, you know, she is a pretty recent character, so the fact that they're actually bringing her up, I'm actually very glad about that, and that's why I enjoy the representation. And again, Bronxite from the artist, so I definitely was very happy to see the character finally portrayed on screen, and can't wait to see more. In general, I think it was a movie to look forward to. Sam Raimi, genius. Definitely brought a lot of his elements in there. I would have liked to see a little more horror elements, but that's not his fault. That's Disney's fault, so fuck Disney. Anyways, those are my thoughts. I give it 3 Morbies out of 5 and a rating of 8 out of 10. I'm going to give the mic to anybody else who wants to go next.
Eric, you can go. You've been...
Ray, you can go.
Who's next?
Bruh. No, really though, or because
No, you can go. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. Yeah, I had a really good time with Morbius. You know, we like to morbid. So anyway, Doctor Strange. So Definitely. I mean, the guy's pretty much said the majority of it. Pretty good movie all around. There was definitely a lot of high expectations that particular people went into this movie with, and unfortunately, that more or less has to do with the fact that hype culture nowadays is just like really dumb. Because then you start like going on to social media and you start seeing all these rumors being posted like, oh, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man probably gonna show up in Doctor Strange as well, or like,
For no
oh,
reason.
Tom Cruise Iron Man is gonna be in the movie, guys.
Tom Cruise.
Yeah, that was a
Bro, I
rumor.
remember
Like,
I saw that shit.
yeah, fucking Tom
I was
Cruise as Superior
dying
Iron
when
Man.
they said Tom Cruise is Iron Man.
There were even people like, because there's the scene in the trailer for the movie where like Captain Marvel is fighting Wanda, and people couldn't see her that well, so they thought it was Tom Cruise in the Superior Iron Man suit. And even though
Yes.
people were saying it was Captain Marvel, and then it turns out to be Captain Marvel, and then everyone is like suddenly silent that it's not Tom Cruise. It's like,
Bro, I'm
where the fuck
surprised
are
they
those
didn't.
guys now?
Bro, I'm surprised nobody said it. Nobody thought it was Terry Crews.
Terry Crews. God. I will say, it is kind of weird that the movie's called Multiverse of Madness, and they really only spent as little time as possible in the greater multiverse. That being said, though, I did enjoy what we did get out of it, and I guess it was a little cool to see all those cameos and all that. Like we said earlier, the Mr. Fantastic cameo was like, obviously, we already knew a Fantastic Four movie was coming later down the line, and so an appearance from like characters previously where their rights were held by Fox was bound to come sooner or later. But it was still a nice surprise to like see Mr. Fantastic in this movie. I'm fairly certain that they're probably also kind of using him now as a means to like sort of test the waters with how people react to the actor for the character. And honestly, he kind of fits, at least from like visual. He kind of looks like Mr. Fantastic.
Oh, you mean John Krasinski?
Yeah, John Krasinski.
Oh,
He's like probably
such a good actor.
probably like the best like looking Mr. Fantastic we've had in like a while. And I love the John Krasinski in The Office, by the way. Like literally whenever my sister and I talk about like him being Mr. Fantastic in this movie, we just fucking bring up a scene in The Office when
I
he's
can't
dressing
unsee it. I
Yeah.
seriously can't unsee it. It's just
God.
so funny to me that
Yeah.
John Krasinski, fucking Jim from The Office, is
Yeah, Jim.
Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah. But yeah, the cameos are really cool. The movie itself was like, yeah, it was pretty decent. When it comes to like the Sam Raimi nature of like, how like scary they were able to make the movie, like, yeah, it's a Marvel movie. Inevitably, they were gonna tone it down. I'm guessing this is what they probably meant, like, oh yeah, it's gonna have horror elements in it. But honestly, what we did end up getting like was pretty alright. I mean, I know a bunch of it amounted to like jump scares and all that, but you know what? In a weird way, it kind of worked. Like there were like some I guess not super scary moments in it because like we've seen like much more horrifying shit in other movies, but Wanda definitely was a horrifying villain. I can definitely see her working like a horrifying movie like this. I mean, I had a greater time watching this than like the New Mutants. Which, by the way, it was really weird seeing that on HBO Max of all places, because yeah, that's technically like a 20th Century Fox movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something that you just brought up, the fact that Wanda is the villain. I think a lot of people kind of knew it, but like they didn't really know it.
Yeah, that's the thing.
They hit it pretty well.
They hit that pretty damn well in the trailers and all that. Like some people correctly predicted it, and like to their credit, yeah, they were completely correct on it. But yeah, like going into it, I went in blind. Like I wasn't one of those people that was just saying like, "No, Wanda's the hero. You guys are all wrong." Like I was not on that side of it. I was just like, I was one of those people that didn't know like anything about the movie going in. So I just wanted a clean experience. So seeing Wanda like turn out to actually be the antagonist from the start of the movie is like, damn. Like, because the trailers really did make it look like that it was a team up movie between her and Strange exclusively. So yeah,
Yeah,
there's
that's what
that.
I thought. I really did think it was a team up until till it wasn't. So
Fun,
great.
yeah. Fun fact, by the way, I think that I want to bring up. So, some people probably noticed already, but because of COVID, the Marvel sort of like Phase 4 production stuff kind of got switched around and all that. Like I remember Doctor Strange, Benedict Cumberbatch was supposed to appear in WandaVision, and he was supposed to have some
Oh
sort of
yeah.
role in it. But that ended up getting canned because of COVID. So, uh, what ended up happening was that they switched the orders of like the movies around, and so originally Doctor Strange was supposed to come out before No Way Home, but uh, because of the switch up, No Way Home ended up coming out before Doctor Strange, and so that led to like a few like little notable rewrites and like changes in the script and all that. And if you kind of pay attention to like both those movies, you can kind of see like where things were supposed to like be switched around and all that. Uh, but something interesting that we didn't get to mention last episode because obviously it involved like spoilers for like Doctor Strange and all that, but uh there was a apparently there was talks from some people that worked on No Way Home that when this movie took place after Doctor Strange originally, there was a character who was not named by these people that worked on the movie that was supposed to appear and basically bring Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield to Tom Holland's character and be like, "Hey, I know you're going through a hard time, but here's these guys. Maybe they can cheer you up." And for the longest time, that character was not disclosed, and people were thinking like, "Man, this would have been a very shitty way to introduce those characters." And I gotta say, number one, it was totally America Chavez that was bringing in those characters. Now that we think back on it,
Yeah, that's true.
um, yeah. And number two, thank God that we got No Way Home before Doctor Strange because yeah, the way they introduced both Toby and Andrew in those movies worked infinitely better than what we were supposed to get.
Imagine just
Yeah.
randomly like,
Just
I heard you
randomly
guys
like,
need some help.
hey, here's these guys.
Yeah, that was so
Have
interesting.
fun. I'm gonna leave now. Yeah. That was funny. Also, too, little cool thing people pointed out. Spider-Man 2, way back in the day, had a reference to Doctor Strange when J. Jonah Jameson was talking about like, oh, what should we name this guy? And now Doctor Strange 2 has the reference to Spider-Man in it.
How about Doctor Strange? Take it.
It's just taken. It's kind of cool how like, and it was both are directed by Sam Raimi, so it's kind of cool how that came full circle.
Oh yeah, that
Um,
is. I think he definitely knew what he was doing there.
yeah, for sure. Um, the action I will say left a lot to be desired.
Yeah,
Eric is probably going to go more in detail about this, but
it
the fight scenes
sucked.
were kind of weird in this movie, and even some of the magical duel stuff was kind of like, I don't want to say lame, but just like
It was lame.
subpar at best.
It was lame.
Uh,
Sorry.
well animated, but yeah, definitely like for
Lame.
lame for like Doctor Strange, former Sorcerer Supreme, you'd expect like some sort of like spectacle comparable to like the first movie,
Is
but
he Sorcerer
You
Supreme?
wanna see Thanos fold Hulk like an omelet?
But didn't he? Well, he's not former Sorcerer Supreme.
well, Wong is Sorcerer Supreme now,
Yeah.
like they established,
Yeah.
but. I mean, if we're talking power, I mean, I don't know if Wong is more powerful than Strange at this point, but
No.
I mean,
I would say
Strange
maybe
is
equal.
implied to be more powerful,
Oh,
I guess.
wait, that's what you meant. I thought you were saying that Strange was the former Sorcerer Supreme. I'm like, wait, he was.
I mean, he was, yeah, like then he got blipped, and then it fell onto Wong by default.
Oh, got you.
Yeah, and he still
That's
has
why,
that right
yeah.
now.
That's why Wong is like it's tradition to bow before the Sorcerer Supreme,
Yeah,
Sorcerer.
yeah.
and he didn't bow to
Fortify
Wong.
your minds. I love that line.
Oh, and one more thing. If anybody, I know a few of us here watched the What If series. They actually did they did the whole Marvel trailer thing where they like they don't really tell you what's actually in the movie.
Oh yeah,
But
they
when
have fake shit in there.
yeah, they put the fake shit, which is like where he says things just got out of hand. That thing was not in the actual
That line
trailer,
was not in the
and
film.
in the film, and I was so disappointed because like I did actually enjoy when that moment in the what if animation of when Doctor Strange loses his heart instead of his hands, and I think that was so fucking deep, but also so interesting. He's like, things just got out of hand. And I was like, oh my god, I can't wait for them to actually do that in the movie. And then I was
And then it
sure,
turns
like
out,
it's
yeah,
interesting, but they didn't actually do it, and so I was left wanting that essentially. But whatever, I guess they probably didn't do it because they're like,
yeah,
we already did it, and what if, and technically what if is canon. So
yeah. What if his canon is just like separate universes?
yeah.
Even the Doctor Strange in that is a separate character. So
Yeah, but I did, that still that fight at the with them is still actually still really interesting. But
yeah.
still
By the
made me
way,
excited that.
the Captain Carter that appears in that movie is not the What If Captain
Oh
Carter.
yeah,
Yeah, two separate people. Yeah,
yeah. I think that's actually it for on my side.
yeah, yeah.
Alright.
But decent movie. The post credits scene, or like, yeah, the very ending of the movie is like the most what the fuck like kind of teaser, because like, I'm not super familiar with the comics, so I have no idea like where the fuck they're going at that point. I know I can just go to a clickbait website and find out like, oh yeah, well this happens in the comics and this is probably what they're doing with the next movie, and it's like, yeah, I could do that, but I don't care. I'm gonna just wait it out like a few more years, I guess.
Yeah,
But
same.
yeah, decent movie. Had a good time watching it. Bruce Campbell's cameo, as always, was super fucking hilarious. But yeah, I'm gonna pass it down to you, Eric, because I'm struggling to think of everything to say.
Good luck.
I don't know. I thought it was alright.
It was decent.
All right, so moving on to the next topic.
There is no next topic.
Martin Scorsese's favorite film,
Oh yeah,
right next
I
to
mean,
Morbius.
he's right though.
I don't know. I don't know what else I can really mention. I liked. I guess I'm the
No,
resident.
repeat it. I want to
and
hear everything that you got to say. Give me your thoughts.
I guess I know I'm like considered the resident cynical slash MCU disliker in this group at this point. But I've openly said I can enjoy some cape shit if it's not too bad. I liked Batman and No Way Home. I almost forgot the name for a second. And I was actually looking forward to this only because Sam Raimi was attached. He was the director, so I was like, all right, well, I love Sam Raimi, so I'll actually give this one a shot. And overall, I did enjoy it. I will say though, there were parts of it that felt a little slow to me, and parts that very much still had what I like to call MCU isms in there. Some of
Yeah.
them I was okay with, and I'll explain why. But like, it's the type of stuff where it's like the typical MCU cliches that we've seen again and again and again, and what I like to call the clap here moments, where they
Yeah.
might as well have a fucking sign on screen
Eric,
saying, "Hey, clap here."
Eric, have you noticed that they started to pause during certain
Yeah, I'm
scenes
like,
for the
this is
audience?
so fucking lame and stupid. That feels so artificial. It's like the fact that they're trying to bake it in there. I'm like, no, earn that shit. Do something cool. Don't pause like you expect it.
Eh? Eh?
But of course, sadly, most people do because they have bad taste. I'm mostly kidding. But I mean, in a way, I sort of excuse some of those MCU-isms, like the clap here moments, because obviously the big ones with this movie was like, oh look, we got Reed Richards from Fantastic Four, we got Professor X from X-Men and stuff. Those were the big moments for in that movie. And then 5 minutes later, they all die extremely brutal deaths. I was like, all right, you know what? I can accept those very painfully obvious clap here moments just off the fact that they fucking eviscerate them 10 minutes later. And it's like everyone has mentioned here, most of the deaths are brutal. Black Bolt being the obvious one, where it's just like he blows his brains out essentially, and you see it happen.
They
It's not
fucking
like the
show it.
His
Yeah,
head
it's not like
deflates.
it's not like the Captain Carter death where they cut away from her getting cut in half. Like you see him blow his brains out and then just fall to the ground. Like he's dead. And when I saw that, I was like, I didn't scream like this fucking bitch next to me, Lawrence. He screams at everything. I'm just like, all right, you are either the biggest scaredy cat on the planet, or you are just over exaggerating. Because this is not
somewhere in between.
He does the SpongeBob screams.
Dude, you were next to him. You saw it. This motherfucker, he is so over exaggerated with his screams. He screams like someone's actually trying to murder him. I'd hate to see him be in real danger. But
have you not?
Let's not.
God.
But
That's actually not.
But I wasn't screaming, but like it shocked me to the point where I don't think I audibly like yelled or anything, but I was like, "Oh shit!"
I think my adrenaline was already running because it was like it's a hype movie end moment for me, and so like anything is already amplified. Any reaction's already just amplified.
It was a very oh shit moment. And some of the other deaths are pretty damn brutal too. Like, I mean, Lawrence mentioned that Captain Marvel's death is pretty lame because all that happens is rocks fall on her essentially, and that kind of confused. I was like, that killed her? It felt like she could. I don't know. I mean, I don't know comic shit at this point. Have not read one in many years, and I'm gonna keep it that way. For the most part.
It's just kind of weird because, like, if you watch What If, there's an episode where Carol Danvers is fighting Thor, and she's just taking like a bunch of hits from him, like casually. So
yeah,
like getting a statue.
I mean, also the whole fact that she was advertised as the silver bullet to end Thanos. Like, you're telling me this bitch is gonna be fucking killed by a rock? And
what kind of rock was that statue made out of? Like fucking
like was that fucking adamantite?
What kind of Mickey Mouse Toontown bullshit is this?
But like it was just really weird because I don't know how powerful Captain Marvel truly is, but I would imagine she's powerful enough to survive a rock being thrown on her, especially if apparently in this What If cartoon she was able to take hits from Thor like it was nothing. I would imagine Thor is stronger than a rock, but
dude, she was no joke. They were showing her being knocked to another fucking continent,
and that she was okay with that. But the rock, ooh, that's too much. That's too much.
Unless
goddamn, your power level really fluctuates. I guess I could give her a paper cut and she'll die.
The only other explanation I can think of, and this is very much like the Russos kind of like, oh yeah, but the reason this happens is because of this, where it's just like on the fly. Like the only thing I can honestly think of is that her power level, because she's a different kind of. Oh wait, there were a couple things that her power level, because she's a different Captain Marvel, is much lower than the one that we're used to. The other thing being that that
feels like a weird cop out.
The other thing is, I think they did mention this, that like everyone's powers in the Illuminati, like in this particular universe, is like they've been like, I don't want to say decreased or something like that.
Or I guess
like they're all killable essentially.
Here's the better way to put it. They never had to push themselves because, like, you know, they've always found the solutions to like beat every single obstacle in their way compared to the Avengers, where they've always had to push themselves.
Again, we're just theorizing, but like, it's complete utter bullshit, and I didn't like it at all because, again, I was the person. We can go back many podcasts ago, and I was the person hyping up Captain Marvel the most, and I was very disappointed in that. And for her to just be killed by a fucking statue, man, that's some bullshit. Anyways,
that was a different Captain Marvel, at least. But like I said, I mean, okay, sure, maybe it is that she's just a weaker Captain Marvel. It still just felt weird.
It's bullshit.
Where it's just like Captain Marvel, I would assume, is supposed to be one of the most powerful superheroes ever.
Gets killed by a statue.
Get killed by a rock. I'm like, bro, I get killed by a rock. Like what the hell? But yeah, like
you ain't shit.
yeah, like I can die from that too. I guess I'm on your level, but outside of that one death, the others, like, Black Belt being the highlight, but I loved Professor X's death because, like it was mentioned earlier, at first you think, oh, she just snapped his neck, but if you, like, watch it slowly, like, if you slow it down, she rips his head open. It's just that it's so quick that it makes it look like it was just a neck snap. So when you notice that it's his head that just got ripped open, I was like, okay, that's even cooler. And
I wish they showed it, honestly.
And Reed Richards' death is pretty cool. I mean, he's basically getting disintegrated and he's screaming, and then by the time it reaches like his head, it just sort of pops.
Yeah.
There's no blood, but that was a
Crits,
pretty brutal death too.
It's red powder or whatever. No, yeah, red sparkles, whatever.
Something like that. And then obviously Captain Carter, she gets chopped in half by her own shield, and they cut away from it. And like it was mentioned, it's probably because if they did show it, it'd be rated R. I say, fuck it, go rated R. Fuck the kids.
Yeah.
Show me that shit.
And the thing is too is that we're still getting an R-rated Deadpool 3 in the MCU. Like they're not changing that. They said. So
yeah, so it's just like if we're gonna get rated R stuff, then I mean they can do.
This could be the start.
that.
Yeah. Like
Yeah,
honestly,
they could have done this rated R.
I mean, that's what they initially went for, but then Fiji Water said we're not going to we're not going to go for a real horror film, and we're not gonna go rated R. We're just gonna make it horror elements and PG-13. Man, fuck out of here.
Dude,
I want my rated R MCU movie. Fuck out of here.
If they decided to come back to theaters with an R-rated version of that, that would be really cool, though. I won't lie. I can see that.
I feel like, look, I get that rated R movies usually don't make as much money as PG-13 movies and so on, so that's why they kept it from going rated R. But at the same time, I'm like, I feel like the kids who grew up with the MCU at this point are probably old enough to be able to go into rated R movies, so...
Also, don't bring your kid to Doctor Strange too, because like even with the shit they already have in the movie, it's still some pretty freaky stuff.
Yeah, it is creepy at points. It's not outright scary, but it's creepy, and you could tell Sam Raimi did have a hand in this. He tapped more into his horror roots than he did his Spider-Man roots with this movie, which I appreciate, because I love Sam Raimi as a horror director. It's a real shame that he has not made one since 2009 with Drag Me to Hell, which is a great movie, by the way. But yeah,
There are Drag Me to Hell elements in the movie too, by the way, so which is really cool. Anyways, go on.
I will also say, unlike the Spider-Man films, which did have very minor horror elements sprinkled in here and there.
Oh yeah, like fucking the surgery scene with Doc Ock.
The surgery scene, yeah. Besides all that, and Doctor Strange 2, Sam Raimi actually had the privilege of being able to kill off iconic Marvel characters however he wanted, even if he didn't get to like show it in detail.
Yeah, it's very much like, if it wasn't for Sam Raimi's hand, I doubt I would have liked the movie that much. Because I'll be real, I kind of thought the multiverse elements were kind of weak, in the sense that the most creative thing they really showed is the universe where they're paint, which is cool, and it looked cool, but you see it for like a few seconds and that's it. None of the other real multiverse stuff really stuck out to me. What really stuck out to me with the movie is like Sam Raimi's touch with it, like, how creepy it could be at times, like, at the end when he's essentially using a reanimated corpse to save America Chavez and all that. Like that's straight up Evil Dead stuff, and I dig that. But if it wasn't for all that, it'd probably just be like another typical MCU movie to me. But it's not, because Sam Raimi was allowed to do something with it. Although I do wish that he was Kevin Fiji Water, I guess is his name now, and the other execs. I wish they were completely hands off with it, because even though it does go for some shocking stuff, I could still sort of tell, at least it felt that way, that they still reined him in a bit. And I would have preferred if they just let him do whatever he wants. Say, hey, make it R-rated. I don't give a fuck. The kids who grew up since the MCU started in 2008, are probably old enough to watch it anyway. So I'm sure it would have made plenty of money,
Right.
even if it was rated R. Hell, Joker and Deadpool has made plenty of money, and those are rated R.
Yeah.
I would
So
like to
just
think
saying.
even the
Critically
people
acclaimed.
who watched the first Doctor Strange movie are probably old enough to watch this movie also. Because when did the
Yeah.
last Doctor Strange movie come out? 2017 or 2016?
That was a while ago at this point.
I don't
Yeah.
remember. 2015 maybe.
Yeah, I
Well,
mean,
yeah.
it's
Here's the thing: you had to be PG. The first movie's rated PG-13. You had to be 13 technically to watch that movie. So, like, what,
Yeah,
like 5 or
theoretically
so
they
years
would have been
later?
old.
Yeah.
They would have been old enough to watch it. Yeah.
yeah, so like I mean, unless they were like 12, even if they were like 11 or 12 because I used to go see rated PG-13 movies with my parents when I was like 9, as long as I was with my parents, right? So
Well, yeah,
like,
if you have a guardian and stuff that's older, they'll
it's-
let you in.
Yeah, so it's 2016, right? It's been 6 years since then. So like let's say you were 11 or 10 or 9. They let 16-year-olds into rated R movies, by the way. Just depends on your theater, but most of the time they do. So,
Well, I mean, because some people don't give a shit, and they're like,
Right.
I don't care, dude.
I don't
You're
get
paying
paid-
for the
yeah.
ticket, so like,
yeah, and so like think about it. Like even if you were born in you were 10 years old and when you watched Doctor Strange, or you were 11 or 12 when you watched Doctor Strange, you are like that was 6 years ago. You're old enough right now to go watch that movie already. Like it's just stupid, man. Like if it were rated R, you can watch that movie. It's stupid. I want to see Dr. Carter get chopped in half.
I do too. But yeah, it's yeah, it was an enjoyable movie for me because of Sam Raimi's touch. I just wish they were completely hands off. I would personally give it, I don't know, like maybe a 6 or a 7, one or the other.
Martin Scorsese was right.
Uh,
I'm just
Jesus.
trying
Yeah,
to
he
get.
is,
I'm trying to get. Yeah, see, there we go. That's what I was waiting for. No, because I was remember the second that last podcast we did. We were talking about that, and I think you were midpoint, and I think it was either Ray or Isaac something about Martin Scorsese being right, and you literally just cut in. He is though, and the anyways, and then you got back to your point, so I just had to bring that up.
I mean, he look, like I've explained his point before. It's not that he's saying fuck, cape shit movies. He's
Yeah.
saying fuck the effect it's having on the
Yeah,
industry and all
Which
that.
is
And it's
agreeable.
like I feel like you'd have to be the biggest, like most God, what's the word I'm looking for, but I just can't remember off the top of my head. I guess like very self-conscious nerd if you get offended at that and all. I think
Yeah.
that's the word I'm
Yeah,
thinking
yeah.
He isn't
of.
even
But,
he's not even necessarily calling out like fans who enjoy those movies.
yeah, like
he's just
he's
like
not
talking
even
about
really
the
even
effect it's
calling
having on the
them
industry.
bad, honestly. Like he's not into it, but I mean the fucker's old. I'd be
don't blame-
surprised if he
Why
was into it.
why should he catch up with everything going on in the MCU? Like I feel like he has a bit of other shit going on in his life.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just I think people speaking out about the MCU a lot of the time they're speaking out because of just the effect it has on the industry as a whole, not really on the quality of it. Like, look, even me, like I said, I joke, with the whole bad taste comments, but it's just that it's a joke. If people are still having fun with it, then by all means, have fun. I just think it's perfectly fine to point this stuff out. You know?
You know what it
Uh,
is also?
yeah.
Sorry. You know what it is also? The fact that like news articles and people on social media always want to take very specific quotes from people when they talk about shit like this, and then they use that as the big highlight, and they hone in on that. They just focus completely on this one area of the topic instead of just reading the entire article and understanding the full
Yeah,
context
I
of
guess it
what they're
doesn't help
saying.
also that like some articles very clearly go for clickbaity titles, and on the
Yeah.
flip side of that, they do that because sadly that's how algorithm works, so they're almost forced to have clickbaity titles, so it's a very double-edged sword.
It's like
But
Martin Scorsese says Marvel isn't cinema.
Yeah.
yeah,
Right. Yeah.
Scorsese said
How to
That's
get
what I-
all the
MCU
nerds mad.
sucks.
I'm not gonna
And
lie to
then
you.
they
That
show the
was
Scooby-Doo photo.
that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you. That was I read one of those clickbaity articles when he said that, and I was kind of turned off by it because of the way that they had worded it. But then when I actually read what he actually said, I was like, you know what? This guy actually has a fucking point. Like, I was.
Yeah, it's a very thing. I don't get why people get so torn up about people like him speaking out like that. It's just, bro, it's not that. I don't know why you're getting so like
It's not that deep.
defensive about it and all that. It's just, it's like, I don't know if it's because some people just very much like to suffer from I'm going to make this one thing my entire personality. So when someone criticizes it, it feels like an attack on me. But it's just, and if that's the case, I'm like, bro, I don't know, dude. Like, read a book or something. Dude, there's more to life than just the
Grass.
MCU. You don't have to make it your entire personality. It's not an attack on you if Martin Scorsese is saying, I kind of hate the way tape stuff has just kind of overtaken the industry as a whole and all. It's just like, there's nothing to be angry at with that comment, honestly. It's just, it's dumb nerd rage at that point.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a fun movie overall. Probably gonna be the last one I watch for a while until I guess I'll watch Thor 4 because Taika Waititi's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I like his stuff.
Yeah.
Outside of that though, probably nothing. I can't think of anything. I'm sure as shit not watching She-Hulk.
Yeah, well, don't worry. I'm not even gonna recommend that you watch Miss Marvel, to be honest, because I know you wouldn't like it. But I know that you probably might enjoy Moon Knight, so you should still probably watch that. But
I will say
to your
Moon Knight
point-
is definitely worth watching.
To your point, Eric, about it being an okay movie, you know what was a really good movie that does the multiverse right?
Yeah, I know where this is going.
We don't have too much time to talk about it. But
Actually, I don't even want to talk about it that much, but for
Yeah.
for
Oh,
for one
yeah.
reason.
Yeah,
But,
it is one
yeah.
of those movies that you just need to experience. That's it.
Yeah.
It's a really good movie. It's called Everything, Anywhere, All at Once.
Everywhere, all
Everywhere.
at once.
My bad. Please go watch it. Highly recommend it. It does the multiverse right. That's what.
Basically, Multiverse of Madness, but like actually the title.
Yeah,
It's-
like
yeah.
yeah, exactly. It's good. Highly recommended. Michelle Yeoh, great actress. Short Rounds, actor.
Jonathan Koo Kwan, I think is how you
Yeah,
pronounce his name.
He's great. So great to see him back on screen. Highly recommended, especially after coming out of Doctor Strange. Like, it made me want more multiverse type content, and I really enjoy. I know it's a very different way of, like, they don't even explain the multiverse in the movie, which
They
is
do.
why, well, more like they don't do it to the extent that like we have like 25 films to tell us what.
Well, I mean, here's the
multiverse is.
thing: the multiverse stuff in the movie is great. I think I really enjoyed it. It's very creative. There's
Yeah.
some multiverses that are just purely for comedic effect. Then there's some that are just very, very cool, like the idea behind them.
Yeah, yeah.
And it plays with the multiverse aspect a lot more than Doctor Strange did, which is why I like it more there. But the thing with that movie is that there's just a lot of layers to it. It's not just really a multiverse story. At the core, it's really just this emotional film about a woman just trying to learn empathy with her family, specifically with her husband and her daughter. And, you know, it plays with the multiverse stuff to tie it back into that. And I really don't want, like I mentioned, I don't want to talk about the movie much. Not even because there's nothing to talk about. There's a lot you can really talk about. It's just, it's very much something that I think people should go in as blind as possible.
Correct.
With that movie. It's something that I honestly think is gonna be looked at as like a modern day classic. Like when we're looking back on the 2020s, I think it'll be a movie that will be remembered even like decades to come. I don't know if any other movie this year will beat it for my favorite movie of 2022, honestly. I'd be surprised because, you know, the action in it is fantastic. The acting, just fantastic across the board. Like it was mentioned, we have Jonathan Koo Kwan. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. He played Short Round in Indiana Jones: Temple of Doom, and I think he was also in The Goonies, if I recall
Was he?
correctly.
Oh damn.
I swear I think he was, but I might be wrong. But obviously he was not been an actor in a long time, so this is him returning to that, and he does a great job, honestly. And the movie is just, it really has a bit of everything in a way, and I guess, you know, it's fitting given the title, because there are moments where I'm not just laughing. I'm like laughing heartily at some of the comedy in it. Like it was
Yeah.
legitimately funny at points. But then there's some points, two in specifically, that I actually got like teary-eyed over. Like the
You had
drama
to
just
look away from me
hits
because
really well.
because
Yeah,
he
I
was.
looked away from Lawrence because I was like, this bitch, I can't let him let him see me like this. But it was a very just really, really enjoyable movie on basically all fronts. There's a lot there that you can really look into and analyze, a lot of metaphors that I would love to talk about, but I'm not going to because I want as many people to watch it as possible. And like, yeah, honestly, like it's it's so good that I still think about it even now after like what 1 to 2 weeks since I've seen it at this point. And like I am not one to call something perfect. I don't know if anything truly is, but this this is as close to perfect as it can get for me at least cuz I genuinely struggle to find something to go I really didn't like this aspect or whatever. It really just hits. It's one of those things where I'm just like it's probably not perfect, but it's close enough to me. Some like say Resident Evil 4 for different medium, but same sort of deal where it's like, yeah, there's probably criticisms to be had with this game, but I have way too much fun playing it. I've played it a billion times. I know I'll buy every single damn port that Capcom does for it. So it's as close to perfect in my eyes, and this movie honestly might be right up there in that sense. I loved it a lot. So
Yeah.
yeah, definitely check it out.
Highly recommended. Honestly, go watch
You
it.
know, my friend, I think my friend DJ went out to go as well. I think the same night that you guys saw it, and when he got home, he went out to Twitter and he was like, "When does this movie come out on digital?" I
Yeah,
was like, "Damn."
it's good. Honestly, it's really good. Highly
Really,
recommend it.
really good. Yeah, I it lived up to the hype for me because I was interested because I kept hearing friends and stuff going, bro, you gotta watch this movie. So I went in expecting a pretty good movie and I came out like just loving it, honestly.
Yeah, highly recommend
That's
it.
that's cool.
Honest,
Yeah.
I can't stop saying that because it was a really good movie.
It's like you
And
can't stop saying. By the way, I'm bringing up Chip and Dale Rescue
hey,
Rangers.
look, I went a whole hour without saying it, guys. Come on, give me credit.
That's gonna be the new fucking running gag.
But yeah, go watch it. Can't I don't want to talk more about the story, but it's really good. I
Yeah,
can't even
I
I
think
don't
that's
I'm not even going to do the story justice, and I'm sure like Eric feels the same way in that us telling the story is not going to do you any favors either. So, um just go watch it. Like Doctor Strange, I have no problem telling you the story, especially many weeks after that it's been in films. If you haven't watched it this far, then what are you doing, right? I have no problem telling you that story and telling you my favorite parts. But this one, I physically cannot. So just go watch it. It's good.
yeah, definitely. I think that's the only other movie we wanted to talk about that we haven't, right?
Yeah.
We talked Sonic 2, Doctor Strange, and that.
Yeah, I
So
think the next
Yeah.
couple of movies that I'm looking forward to personally, I need to go watch the Top Gun movie, because apparently it's really
It's been
good,
getting rave
yeah,
which is
reviews.
yeah.
like surprising for me,
Yeah.
because I
I'm not
did
too
not.
surprised because admittedly, even in the trailer, the flight sequences did look kind of
Yeah,
incredible.
but for me, I was shocked because usually when you do a sequel of like a really old movie this far in
Yeah, the first
time,
movie was like what 1983 or something
something
like
like
that.
that, yeah. And so I'm like, wow, that was almost 40 years ago. What the hell is gonna happen? But like, apparently they killed it.
Apparently, yeah.
I mean, it's very rare these things happen, and it happens
1986,
correctly.
so a little off, but yeah.
Like, it's again very rare that these things happen. So I'm personally really curious. I watched the first one recently. And I love the music from the original Top Gun. The story, it's pretty decent also for the original. But it is a movie from the '80s, so story is a lot of
It's
yeah,
basically the modern day blockbuster.
right,
It's a good example of that.
yeah. So for now, I'm definitely curious to that. And then the next movie, and probably the last movie for a while until Thor comes out, is the Baz Luhrmann Elvis movie. I really want to go see that.
Right.
Yeah.
I know he's gonna fucking drag us to
I'm
watch
not.
that. I'll
It's
watch it because I mean I
Baz
like
Luhrmann is
Elvis
good.
too,
Um,
but
my only thing is like, I told these guys when I saw the trailer, I'm very skeptical because doing the Elvis story has its ups and downs, right? And like a lot of people I know growing up used to say like, "Oh, Elvis was a racist," or like he was part of the KKK, and I'm like, look, I don't know, I really don't, because like they never like there's no evidence that points to that, like he took the music and he rocked with it, like he took African American sounding music, and he worked with them also back in that time, and he really like pushed it into a different level. So there was never like, even them, they really liked him. So it was like in Memphis, it was just a really interesting thing when growing up, there was these kids who would tell me like, "Why do you like Elvis? He was a racist. He was part of the KKK." And I'm like, dude, like as a
did a
kid,
YouTuber tell you that?
no, kids in my class, like
No, I'm saying that to the kids.
Oh yeah, like I was like, bro, like I really don't know who told you that, because there's literal no historical evidence, and
This is like some Lion King ripped off Kimba the White Lion
yeah,
shit.
it is.
Where
It really
people
did
just
feel that
spread
way.
something and it's actually not true at all.
Yeah.
It's not true. Like I like, again, I don't. There's no historical evidence to suggest that any of that is true. He literally, like, even the movie, it kind of depicts it in the trailer that he gets his love for music, besides from his mother, from the gospel community in Memphis. So it was like, and they welcomed him with open arms. So I'm just like, there's no fucking way this man was like, had a racist bone in his body. Again, I don't doubt it. Again, as Eric has pointed out in the past, this is the 50s and the 60s. Everyone's favorite pastime was racism. So like, I don't doubt it. But at the same time, I have no evidence to suggest otherwise. So,
Yeah.
I'm skeptical because I don't want them to fuck up that story. I'm a huge Elvis fan. If anybody knows me, I literally have multiple Elvis posters in my room. I have like so much Elvis memorabilia that this film, that's why I'm skeptical about
Yeah.
it. I need them
I
to do
wonder
this
if
story
they'll
right.
I wonder if they'll talk about I mentioned this before, but obviously he was a very good-looking guy, admittedly, like in the 50s and stuff, in his prime. But God, by the end of his life, that dude was fat as fuck,
He was
because
fat.
he had
He was
sores all over
addicted
his
to
body.
he was
Apparently,
addicted to drugs. Like, I mean,
drugs. He was eating super unhealthily, like just a ton of cheeseburgers and like. What did you say? Like peanut butter and banana sandwiches
yeah, peanut
constantly, or
butter
something
and
like
banana
that.
sandwiches and peanut butter and banana splits. Yep.
It's just like,
But
and he was
yeah,
also like, it's wild seeing him like Jailhouse Rock Elvis and then seeing Elvis like before
in
he died. 'Cause it looks like a
1977.
different guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If there are pictures of him during his last concert, and this man is wide, he is so wide, and
He is very wide.
yeah, like there was like footage of him literally entering his room on the day he died, like a few hours before he died, and he is big.
Yeah. He died of heart disease.
He
Big
had a heart
shock
attack. He
considering
had a
his
heart
his
attack.
his,
Yeah.
his health was just down the toilet by the
Yeah.
end.
Um.
But
And
yeah.
I
No, but he's
think.
still secretly alive, guys.
Oh right.
Oh
Don't
There's
yeah,
all
worry.
yeah,
that.
right,
All
right,
that
right, right,
shit.
right.
Yeah. The whole
Let's not God.
Yeah, there's a bunch of theories about the whole Elvis Aaron, because his name is Elvis A. Presley, and they apparently spelled his name wrong on his tombstone with an extra A, and so they were like, the extra A actually stands for alive, so it's Elvis Alive Presley, and I'm like, oh my god, get out of here, man. This is a real theory, by the way. They framed it. They
I
framed
can
the
explain.
theory. They framed the theory like from a newspaper in his mansion. By the way, if you're ever in Memphis, Tennessee, please go visit his mansion. It is a it is fucking awesome. This guy, I mean, yeah, sure, he was fucking rich, but like, he has a whole area just for his planes. He had a whole area for his cars, his motorcycles, his horses. He's like, you remember when we were kids how we all used to say like, I want a house, a giant mansion with like all my cars in one garage. I want planes. And this man literally lived that life. All of his jumpsuits are made out of real gems and rhinestones. And it's like, and just seeing his collection, just seeing the kind of like lifestyle he lived. I mean, it makes even some of the kings of today look really fucking like poor. And there, the whole story of Elvis's bedroom is that you're not allowed to go in his bedroom, and I think there are only two people in the world who have ever gone in his bedroom who are not like famous, and
Oh.
yeah, who are not who are not related to him. I think it was George Bush, and the reason he went there is because
Why him?
he snuck in there. He went on a tour of Graceland. He just
Is this Bush Senior or Junior?
Junior. He snuck up there. Like there's that story, and then I think there was one other person, I can't remember who was the other person, but yeah, like the other person I think was actually allowed to go in there, but the other person being fucking George Bush, and the only reason he got there is because he snuck up there, and then they immediately told him to leave. Not the premises, they just told him to leave the bedroom. But yeah. Anyways, really interesting stuff. Very skeptical about the movie. I really,
I wonder if they'll do the military service he did.
They did. They will. They show it in the trailer. So, I am very curious, and that's the only reason I want to watch it. Baz Luhrmann does have that like unfortunate thing where he likes to introduce modern music into his
into a movie set in the fucking 50s and
yeah,
shit.
he did that with the 20s with Great Gatsby. I think he did that
right.
with Moulin
They had
Rouge,
hip hop
too.
in the Great Gatsby.
And, like,
I'm like, oh, dude, I didn't know Kid Cudi was in the 1920s.
And the thing is, it's showing signs that he's doing that because he did a song with Doja Cat called Vegas. He not him, but like Doja Cat does a song called Vegas for the movie, and in this song they pretty much reference "You ain't nothing but a hound," like that. She sings that part, and it's a hip hop song, and I'm just like, oh my god, please don't do this, please don't do this. Like I am just begging, I'm literally begging Baz Luhrmann for once, don't do it. Do it with any other thing, just don't do it for this one. I do not want to watch this, him doing Jailhouse Rock, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, I'm in the jailhouse. Like, no, please don't do it. Like,
he's gonna do it. That's Baz Luhrmann's thing, dude, ever since Moulin Rouge.
God, it just makes me, like, that's why I'm so skeptical, because it's Baz Luhrmann, and no one has ever gotten the Elvis story right. So I'm just, right now, I'm hoping and praying it's good, and it's a good retelling of the story.
Keep praying.
I'm going, again, I'm only going because I'm a big Elvis fan, and I need to know if it is worthy of it being the real story. Apparently, both Lisa Marie Presley and Priscilla came out and said, his ex-wife and daughter, both came out and said that it is a faithful retelling of the story. I don't know if that's marketing bullshit or if it's true. So I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt. And if I'm thoroughly disappointed by the next podcast, you know why. Speaking of,
it's gonna have Marno Gutierrez tier rank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God. I will say, from the stuff I remember from that trailer, it was interesting seeing Elvis basically treated like a K-pop artist, with the way the girls were just screaming and throwing themselves.
The way that he moves his legs and everything.
Yeah.
I love that they show that he gets arrested because of that, because that actually happened. He did get arrested.
No, I can believe it. Fucking, yeah, white people are crazy. They like to blame everything except themselves.
Yeah, and there was that whole, like, if anyone has ever heard back in the 50s, they show it at his mansion, but they also if you've ever listened to Elvis Presley radio on Sirius XM, they literally repeat this once in like once a day at least, where they're like, one of the radio DJs says rock and roll has got to go, and he's smashing the rock and roll records, and Elvis being one of them. And the reason he's doing it is because of Elvis Presley's like the dance moves, his suggestive dance moves. And I'm like, damn, I want those people to see what people are doing right now, because that would be fucking wild. They would literally have seizures and heart attacks.
Yeah, people were going nuts. And, white people being white people, they love to find scapegoats. It's like, this is obviously the true, fucked up thing going on in America. And just like how nowadays, it's video games still,
Yep,
since the fucking
still video
90s.
games.
And in the 80s, it was Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh,
To
yeah,
the point where
yeah.
even Stranger Things is referencing that.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk actually. I think maybe by the time we do the next episode, we'll. No, wait, no. This volume.
No,
2 won't be.
Volume 2 of Stranger Things 4 is July 1st.
Well, I mean, we could talk about volume 1 next.
I'd
next
rather wait.
Yeah,
honestly,
we can wait, or we could talk about it. It's up to you guys, but you know, I'm very much skeptical about that Elvis movie, so hopefully it's good. Actually, I think by the time the next episode of the podcast comes out, I still wouldn't have seen it because it comes out on the 24th, and I don't think I'm going to see it day one. So, it's not a day one watch, as Eric has pointed out in the past.
Yeah.
Do you think it's a day one watch? Oh, hell no. Anyways, on that note, guys, I think it's time that we good timing. It's time that we end the podcast here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please look forward to the next episode sometime soon. I really hope that you enjoyed the new intro for this episode. I'm sorry, Ray, if you have to edit this later, but
You're always sorry.
we're gonna need that new intro anyways.
You're always sorry.
But we really hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We hope you guys enjoyed all the new things that are happening this season, and we're so glad to be back, and we're so glad to keep producing stuff for you guys. My name is Royal Lorenzo. I am the Blue Squid here on the Inkling Brothers podcast.
My name is Ray, also known as Meatloaf Man. I am the Purple Squid here on the Inkling Brothers podcast.
My name's Dave. My name is Isaac, and I'm the Red Squid.
And I'm Eric.
And that's a wrap. See you guys next time. Bye.
Peace.